Everybody, we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sin Providence Episode 31. As always, I'm your storyteller, Mike Martin, joined by 3 of my players today, Josh, Dot, and Bub. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your week?
Man, it's been busy.
It was tax
Yeah,
week in the United States. Why would you ask such
man.
a question ever, Mathis?
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
No,
Tax
it was
week.
okay. It was okay. It was you know, life be lifing.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Lifing.
We're going to get going here and jumping right into the game momentarily as we're all excited. We're starting a little bit late. I appreciate your patience. That's, on me. But as we begin here, or just about to begin here, if you guys are enjoying the show, the usual stuff, go support us anywhere you can, wherever you're listening to us or watching us, whether it be here on Twitch, throw us a follow. If you want to go above and beyond, you can throw us a subscription, which gets you some emotes and supports the show. You can head over to patreon.com/podbynight to get the after shows. Last week's after show was like 45 minutes long. It's up
Maggie
there.
and I got down some rabbit holes.
Yeah, you
got
pulled out your
intense.
conspiracy board. And at one point, Tracy's brain melted at some point.
Yep.
During that whole thing, she sat there and we just watched both of her hands go on her head like this. And she
Yep.
was like, I don't know what's
Maggie
happening.
was like, "Are you okay, Tracy?"
And she's like, I don't know what the story is.
Red string everywhere.
Yeah,
yes,
that's really
yes,
what it was.
is what it was. Yeah.
And it sounded messy, but it was like a lot of Maggie and Dot putting together some
And
pieces
from
that I
the
feel like
look
have been laying
on
around for a
his
while.
face, we did okay.
You're in the ball. You're definitely in the ballpark with a lot of it. But go watch that. That's up there at patreon.com/podbynight, both audio and video versions. Yeah, like I said, wherever you're listening to us, just go ahead and support us there and join our Discord, which is always a huge community you can go talk to about what's going on in all of our shows and stuff. There's like over 1,000 people on our Discord at this point. It's a huge community. Go check it out. Go hang out. Is there anything? Oh, that's it, right? We pretty much, that's everything.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna redo this conspiracy board while we're sitting here.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that conspiracy board, do you want to give us a recap as last week? What happened last week?
Oh boy, yeah, I could do that. Well, we got to see what happens when Elspeth's left alone at the club. And we, obviously Betty and David and Janet had their own things going on, and so Elspeth kind of got left behind. And by left behind, we mean cornered by Beryl Underwood, who subtly but not so subtly kind of interrogated Elspeth with the guise of
asked her polite
hospitality. Yeah, polite.
He was very polite.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was. So, yeah, as polite as a Ventrue is, which means yes, on the surface it's polite. Underneath there is all kinds of plotting and planning happening. So Elspeth rejoins the crew, and we have a girls' night, which consists of Betty bringing back information from her and Leon's trip to the Riot Act, the Fight Club, where they were investigating information on the gangrel that David killed. With no simple terms, killed. He killed him. And we wanted to try to get some information and get ahead of what potentially could be a much larger problem. Betty brought back a name and some additional information, and Elspeth decided maybe she could try once again to make contact using his necklace as a fetter. And we thought it might be a good idea to go to a point of location that had maybe a thinning of the veil or extra energy to help Elspeth, since her success rate has been kind of low. We did get a stronger signal, and somebody picked up. At first, we thought it was the gangrel. It was not. We can neither confirm nor deny what it was. Our suspicions are a demon that tried to kind of con Elspeth into some kind of strange deal where he could take over her body. It got weird. Elspeth Praiseby said, no, thank you, not tonight, at least, because we had other things to do.
It wasn't a no.
It wasn't a hard no. It just was like,
man.
maybe not today.
No,
Look at how far Tracy's come. She's just not letting the
know.
demon take over.
Yeah.
So-
she gave the demon an IOU.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. And then we proceeded to do a couple personal errands as Janet knows the impending visit from Fiorenza and what will inevitably be the retainer that's sent to watch us. There were some things that are going to happen. Like, we're going to make some enemies, and there were just some loose ends and strings that need to be tied up, including cutting off her sons as ghouls and releasing them to the mob kind of fully, but more privately releasing them from their ghouling. And yeah. I don't know. We picked up a body. There was a body in the trunk so that I could eat.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to think of, yeah. We went to the mob and I picked up a body. I mean, that's my job
Sure.
for them. I move money and I move bodies. Sometime in the same night. I was trying to think if there anything else like super major. We basically came back and, we learned a little bit about Beryl Underwood questioning Elspeth, which is how we got we didn't like the way he was sniffing about. And Betty and Janet were both like, I don't like that. And we drew some conclusions here or there. I don't know that any major addition. Did we go anywhere else? That we didn't. We just came straight back after the Suns because it was the last thing that we did. So
yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Pretty spot on.
If anything, I'm sure the chat will cover anything we missed.
Yeah, chat usually.
Did you talk to your sire at all again?
Nope. That the last time that happened, it was when I went to actually ask him.
Okay.
Oh, were you here for that?
Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, you and Elspeth the first time where I went to ask, and he was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
pump the brakes. Why don't you come back to me in 24 hours and make sure that's still what you want?" Then we had the episode where David needed to make the decision. What is it that we want? she went to visit him, he was a little bit more forgiving and was like, "Yo, I see what you're trying to play here. I like this play. Don't fuck it up." Makes a phone call. She chats with Fiorenza on the phone, and that
Very
was basically
briefly,
the
yeah.
last, very briefly, that somebody's coming to review her and David before the court date. So, I imagine that'll be here soon since David's back with us.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Oh
pretty
boy,
much that.
is right. That's why she was like, "Let me just clean up some loose ends before shit gets real messy and we make enemies of the Tremere."
And the final thing is, where did we leave Leon off at the very last time we saw him?
That was
Club.
when he had gone
club, obviously.
the club. He was fighting people, or he wasn't fighting people. He was at the fight club,
Yeah.
but maybe he has fought
But
people.
he was thinking about it.
He has definitely fought people since. I don't know how long it's been.
For
but
Leon,
yeah.
no, I was gonna say for Leon's sake,
24
it's
hours.
literally been 24 hours. It's not been long at all.
He's definitely fought at least one person in the 24 hours.
It's like a low tier ring. You got to get in there, get tossed around.
Yeah. All right then. With that said, then we can just jump in if everybody's good to play.
Yeah, let me put my
With that-
glasses on.
Yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coterie is up to. Obviously, everybody go ahead and heal your willpowers that were spent last time around, and everybody can go ahead and make me a rouse check for waking up on this evening. As our camera fades into our world, and the sounds of our actual world fade away, and slowly we hear the humming of LED lights on the ceiling of a back office in a kind of not back alley, but forgettable electronic cafe where merely two people in the common room are occupying two PCs. One's playing Counter-Strike, the other playing League of Legends. We move to the back room where those humming neon lights are, where we hear some bustling as our focus comes in, and we see Magpie with a bundle of Ethernet cords up over her shoulder and a cardboard box with a bunch of doodads and bits and bobs for the remaining bits of security that still need to be finished off at the quarry. As you step out from where you spent the evening, Leon, and you have like a back room in this area that you spend the night, or do you usually sleep elsewhere? Back room,
No,
right?
it's like a back room with some office style storage and his massive computer.
And like a steel door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not perfect, but it's his.
And as that door opens and we see the large Leon step out, his oversized frame kind of taking up a lot of our vision, we see, like I said, Magpie in the foreground kind of hurrying by the frame with a bundle of Ethernet. He quickly turns his head to see you, gives you a half-hearted wave. He's like, "Hey, I just got to finish up shit for Janet, and then I think I might be done being there every night for a while."
Hey, well done. You have finally got your wish.
He smiles, like a huge smile when you say that, and you see some tension release from his shoulders when you're like, "Hey," like that. And he's like, "Oh my God, I thought you were going to tell me I had to do more stuff."
Oh,
fuck.
no.
And,
There is a downside, though.
what could possibly be the downside?
Jenna's not going to take care of your parents any longer, so they might be out on the street soon.
Okay, that's, you know what? My mom, my dad can go all live on the streets together. It's better than this.
I'll do you one better.
Ah.
I take out all the money that Janet gave me for that last job, and I wave it at Magpie.
Just two dots worth of resources, so not a small amount of cash, anyways.
Yeah, so you're just
Okay.
you just like
I
pull
take
out,
one dot's worth of
you pull $1,000 cash, basically, like a wad
Yeah.
of hundreds, and you just wave it in front of him, and he looks at the money and looks to you. And he's like, "You're not just going to give that to me, I imagine."
No, but we work together now, right? I might as well pay you. You did a lot of work.
Oh, so we're going to move this to a more like honest, you're going to pay me for my work?
If you need money, you can get it from me. Like, I'm not exactly going to sign a contract with you.
So what's the deal then? How much, or how often? What do you need me for?
I need you to help me with basically everything going on in my fucking life. I need help. I'll just say that. And with you having money, you could take care of your parents yourself. I don't need to worry about them, right?
He takes it. He takes a second when you say that, and he's like, "Yeah, why would
Okay.
you?"
So that's that's official. Like I've got a job for you. We work together. We'd be best friends.
Go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion check.
Oh,
I love this level of negotiation.
Yeah.
did you say charisma persuasion?
I did say charisma persuasion.
Are you sure?
Can you think of another thing you're doing right now?
No. All right, here we go.
One success. Yeah, you can't re-roll that other one.
Nope.
He, as you kind of hold, I'm assuming you're like holding the money out almost in a way. There's a beat or two that passes before you can hear the Ethernet cords kind of adjust as he throws it, like kind of readjusts his arm to put him back over his shoulder. And he takes a step forward. He's like, all right, you have me for 3 more weeks. And he snatches the money out of your hand. And he's like, at the end of 3 weeks, we'll renegotiate. We'll see what kind of work you have for me. He pockets it.
I didn't really mean for this to be quite so businessy. Do you want to shake my hand?
And he's
like,
he,
what?
As you like, you reach your hand out, maybe awkwardly, like, do you want to shake my hand? He will also reach out. And he's like, and I didn't think my parents would be under threat of death from some random woman in Boston. But hey, we both don't get what we want. So, and he just shakes your hand.
Fair. Well, that won't be a problem anymore. She's as done with you, I imagine, as you are with her.
Yeah, now you could tell her to not like dig up all my dirty ex relationships that I'm not exactly the most proud of. That'd be great too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to visit your ex.
There's why, and he like when he says that, he drops the Ethernet cord and it just clatters onto the plastic tile floor, and he just throws his arms up. Why? What do we need anything from her for? What could she possibly offer any of us than a reminder of my heartbreak?
Look, man, I need you to suck it up so that we can figure out who's trying to kill our friend.
Why do you? And he like looks over like at the open room as he raises his voice and then brings it down almost immediately. Does she think? Do you think? Does anyone think my fucking ex has anything to do with any of this?
Okay, one question.
Huh?
Could you do magic before you met her?
No.
Right. Is she better at magic than you?
Now? Probably not.
I don't believe you. So if she's able to teach you and I've
She
seen
taught
you
me
do
one thing.
What thing?
A basic protection rune. This is the same thing I told Janet, and Janet was just like, "Oh, I'm Janet Janetti. Janet Janetti." And then she was like, gonna go after her. I don't know what she thinks is going on.
I'm going to need you to do that again when we go visit Janet next.
No, never. And if you say anything, I quit.
No, I need you to stay alive. That would just get you killed instantly. Yeah, okay. Well, can you do any other protection stuff?
I can, yes.
You can?
You what?
You've been telling me that you don't want to do any more magic.
Yeah, because it's dangerous. It takes a lot of time, and it's fucking exhausting, Leon.
God, what an asshole.
All right.
You see how long it takes me to do anything? Hours, sometimes an entire night.
That's fine. We have time.
Okay, whatever. All right. Again, point being, leave my ex alone. We don't need to drag that shit back up.
Unless you can give me a really compelling reason not to go to her about magic stuff, then...
I'm better at it than her. There's your reason.
All right, then prove it.
How?
I need something that can stop other people doing magic shit.
I don't fucking... What?
Okay, if you say you don't know, then we're gonna go talk to her.
You think she knows?
She clearly had the wherewithal to go and find it herself.
Yeah, she knew one. Leon, don't do this to me, Leon. Don't do this to me, Leon. I can't.
Help me.
Okay, what happens? What happens if you go and she doesn't know what you need to know? Then what? Because now she knows that I told other people about her.
Why would that be a problem?
Because
Hmm?
Janet won't
Who
let
d-
her go. Janet's not gonna doesn't let anybody go. She touches somebody, she farts in their general direction, and they're fucking wrapped into her bullshit.
That might be the smartest thing I've ever heard you say.
He just literally like is frozen in that moment of just like doesn't know how to respond to you saying that.
Okay, fine. But if I get a whiff that your ex might be working with the guy that threatened to turn your dog inside out, or did turn your, I forget. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go talk to her. Okay?
If she ends up knowing and being better than me, how about you just replace me with her?
Don't make jokes.
Who says it was a joke?
Yeah, I didn't think it was funny either.
What?
Exactly. Now,
What's wrong with all of you?
what's wrong with me?
No, you know what? He just picks up the Ethernet cord that he dropped on the ground. I got nothing to say to you. And he walks away.
I love our little talks.
He just throws up a middle finger but does not turn around.
He loves me, really.
He walks out the back door and he loads in the Ethernet cord to the vehicle. As he comes back, I imagine you kind of go about your, you know, whatever routines you are. And as he finishes loading everything up, he comes back. He's like, "Are you heading to the quarry tonight?"
I probably should.
All right. I'll stay here. Everything's loaded up. It's just the last finishing touches is a couple cameras you need to run some cord to. And then other than that, it's cable management, which we can't really do until everything's repaired over there and we have places to manage the cable. So the security should be all set up. You can run through a second time, make sure everything's working properly, and let Janet know it was nothing but a pleasure to work with her. She's a lovely woman, and I can't wait
Mm-hmm.
for what I don't know. Just tell her
You
I can't wait.
Okay, I can't wait. I will tell her that. Because you wouldn't be able to with a straight face.
Right. I'm too
Yeah.
scared.
That's all right. I'll go. And I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later.
As you say that, and imagine you start walking away. As you're walking away, you just hear him like say, "That didn't feel authentic."
I see shit. I can't be authentic all the time, okay?
If you were sorry, you wouldn't be trying to keep me around.
Trying? I asked nicely and handed you a wad of money. Okay, I'm not. I've stopped being quite as sorry as I was. I need to go.
He just gives you a wave. I'll keep things bolted down over here.
All right, don't get too crazy. Don't
You know me.
fucking load up hard heroes, whatever
I'm
the
gonna sit
fuck
over
it's
here and
called.
play Russian roulette and hope the bullet hits.
Well, it would be a fucking miracle.
I'd finally
Make
be
my
able to
life
rest.
easier.
I imagine you as you like walk out the door, and there's like mumbling back and forth as the door shuts. Maybe you have the last line. Maybe he barely gets some word out that you can't hear. And we hear you open the creaky door to your car. The engine rumbles, and off you drive. As you're driving towards the quarry, Leon, it's your similar route that we've always seen. You peel out towards like a forgotten road that hasn't been taken care of for so long. There's potholes. You've muscle memoried how to avoid some dirt roads you kind of have to drive through the outskirts of town. But as you're making your way through, or should I say to the quarry, there's a moment where we usually take a right at this fork in the road. You have an instinct, an urge, or maybe it's deja vu that you take a left in this moment instead. Now, I leave it up to you whether Leon does, but the feeling arises, a similar one you felt before, one where it's hard for you to tell if this is something more or less. That's related to your bloodline, should I say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you know when you're driving and you just kind of zone out.
Yeah.
Leon follows the
Highway hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to follow this instinct.
And so, as you would normally take a right without hesitating, we see Leon very quickly move his left hand. His blinker goes on left, and we see you just turn your vehicle left. And you drive a decent ways the opposite direction. And in this, or should I say during this drive, it's as you say, Leon doesn't even seem to notice. There's no moment where he looks behind or looks around as though he doesn't know where to go. And the entire time, if our camera were to kind of pull in and move and push through that windshield of your car, you just look like extremely calm, like you've done this 1,000 times. You've driven your way in this direction a million times. But as you kind of pull further and further into Boston, away from the quarry, to us, the viewer, this is not anywhere we've seen you go before. And where you end up is a place in Boston called Beacon Hill. Let me get a picture of Beacon Hill for you. Beacon Hill is filled with old brick houses and such. I'll put this in, I'll just get you a wiki page for it, and then I'll throw it in the Twitch chat as well for people who care. Just an idea of like what kind of buildings are in this area.
Ooh.
Let me get chat open. There we go. That's Beacon Hill, in case anybody cares. There we go. As you're driving down, and these roads that you're driving on become from kind of less taken care of to exceptionally well taken care of, you end up in an area, Leon, that you are often not in as Leon. You've been through here. Obviously, Boston's not huge. Leon has passed through here many times, but never really spent any time here. You're on the more quieter end of a street. Let's just call it. You're on the quieter end of Mount Vernon Street. We'll call it. It's like a residential area, or out near kind of a square, like a communal square. That's the word. We'll call it just like fucking Lewisburg Square. That's what the word I'm looking for. Lewisburg Square is the name of the area. And what you see is rows of narrow federal style houses, row houses, the brick exterior, a front gate on almost all of these, 3 stories plus, like most of these also have like a half finished basement. And these are old buildings where rich people used to live. And as you're driving down the street and you come to the very end of it, where it eventually hits a dead end and it loops around back on itself, you stop almost reflexively in front of this building that has a door that's painted a very deep blackish green. You look off to your right, it's definitely one of the older ones, and there's brass numbers that sit up on the door that have been worn away with time, and from this distance being in the car, it's hard to see. And as your car stops and you throw it into park and we see Leon sit up, you look around, and after a few blinks you realize, wait, where the fuck am I? As our camera settles on Leon, is there a moment of confusion? How does Leon react when he kind of comes out of this fugue state where he was sort of driving on his own?
The first thing he does is check the time, because normally he's probably experienced this quite a lot in his life. He checks how much lost time he's had.
Little under an hour.
Oh, okay. That's
not too bad.
Not too bad.
As you take a look around,
yeah.
you wouldn't have to make a roll. You would recognize just by the buildings that you're in the Beacon Hill area. You would know this is a good distance away from the quarry, because the quarry sits on the outside of Boston. You're like an hour away from the quarry or so.
Oh. Weird, but he just kind of, checks his phone, like sees if he's missed anything. He's just gonna
No text
look around
from
and get
Janet.
out.
It's still early. Who knows when you're going to arrive? And there's no messages or anything from anybody. And as you sit there, you said you're going to turn off the car and step out.
Yeah.
As you step out, again, now aware of where you are, there is still a feeling of familiarity to the building itself. You're not sure why. It doesn't feel like home or anything like that. And Leon may even be reaching for memories or flashes of having been here before, but there's nothing you can seemingly grab onto that should give you a reason why this building feels familiar, and yet it does. As you step out of the car and we hear the door shut, and we have a nice clear night sky with a little moonlight spilling into the street and a couple of orange street lights giving Leon a nice warm glow, we actually hear a distant motorbike kind of run by one of the roads, kind of a distant rumble. This street itself, almost reminding Leon in the moment how quiet the street is, that this motorcycle a good distance away actually sounded like it was a good distance. Usually in the middle of Boston, you're hearing cars and people. Here, it's quiet. Still feels familiar. You step out, you're awash in all that light. What does Leon do?
Well, he is here. And he has this memory. So I think he's going to enjoy the quiet for a little bit because that kind of helps him a lot. And while he's just idling, he'll like investigate. I'm assuming you said there was like a gate in front of this house with a green door.
Yep, there's a little wrought iron gate that opens up to a very small front yard, a couple of 2 concrete stairs that lead up to the dark green door and the brick building itself. When you get close, if you do walk through and you get close, you can see there's a brass like lion knocker that sits on the front door. And the building itself, not Leon, do you have any points in like architecture? I don't know what the right skill would be for like academics, maybe.
He's got 1 point in academics.
You can make me an intelligence academics roll. If you have if you have a specialty in history, that would be.
He has a specialty in forensics.
Not helpful.
No.
Do I have the game?
One success.
Okay. Building's old. Looks old.
Oh,
That's all. Yeah, you like it?
Huh.
That's an old building. As you step up those 2 stairs to the dark green door, do you use the knocker? Do you step up? Like, it's again, you're not in the fugue state, but is there a sense of purpose or certainty as we see Leon moving?
No, definitely not. It's the exact opposite, like uncertainty, and he's not really sure of his purpose. But he recognizes this door, so he's just gonna knock.
Okay. So you reach out for the little detail for Leon. Does Leon use his hand to knock like habitually, or does he reach out for the lion knocker and kind of use that?
Oh, if there's a knocker, he's going to take the opportunity to ring that.
Okay. As soon as you reach up for the knocker, and maybe as soon as you grab what is like the big front paw of the lion that you kind of grab to pull back, as soon as you grab onto it and it's cold to the touch and you pull back, you actually hear the door unlock, the handle turn, and the door get pulled inward away from your hand. And as it does, it gets pulled out and it's like drops and knocks on the door just reflexively from being pulled out of your hand. And in the front door of the frame is a woman who stands quite opposite to you in terms of height. Where Leon sits at 6 what? 3?
5.
5? This woman sits at 5'2" at her best. She's small, and the door opens just a little tiny bit to give you a picture of like her frame, to give you an idea of how small she is. And as she looks up, you can see a little bit of a messy bun going on in the back. She looks up and smiles at you, and she's like, and she just simply says to you, "I've been waiting." And she swings the door fully open for you. And as she does, you see her hair is like a dark brown, but you see some gray streaking through the dark brown. Very much frozen. You'd probably put her in her mid 40s, somewhere around there. Again, it's put up in like a messy bun, and it's actually pinned in the back of her head a bit. And there's a few strands of hair that just kind of escape that messy bun in the back. Her face itself is kind of a long, narrow, maybe slightly gaunt face with a high forehead and really high cheekbones that are very prominent. And like many kindred, she's pale. She's notably paler than anyone that you would normally see other than other kindred. And as she steps back and says, "I've been waiting for you," she turns and actually walks down a long, kind of narrow hallway away from you, where there's an orange light down the hall that you can see, illuminating a small half kitchen.
Okay. As she talks, can I tell if she's Malkavian or not?
How would you go about telling, other than what I'm assuming you're going to say, which is your Malkavian sense? You're like,
I have the cobweb lore sheet that means I can tell.
Okay.
Just
is it free? Is it, how does it, do you ever write it down?
It's just you recognize your own as soon as an individual is introduced to you.
Okay.
You can tell if they're Clan Malkavian.
You
And
immediately can
yeah.
tell she is Clan Malkavian.
Yeah.
There's as she opens the door and you maybe meet eyes and she speaks to you. There's that feeling that you don't get very often. Malkavians, while they're part of the Camarilla, they're not as common as other clans tend to be, especially in a Ventrue, Toreador heavy city or Tremere heavy city like Boston. But as you look to her, there is a genuine feeling of like, oh, I know this woman. And you've had those moments where in real life where you look at somebody and you're like, I feel like I recognize you. But for you, there's not a question. You're like, oh, I know her. And you know why you have that feeling. So she opens the door and she says, I've been waiting for you. And you have that moment of recognition. You're looking at another member of your clan and she walks away in a very, not hurried like she's in a hurry, but her steps are purposeful. She seems like she's doing stuff. And you see her walking toward the lit half kitchen at the end of the narrow hall. Do you follow?
Now that he's got this feeling of recognition, he's a lot more confident. So yeah, he follows.
And so you follow her in, and as you walk in, if you were to take a moment to I guess I should ask, does Leon take a breath? Does he take in the atmosphere? You don't have to. Kindred don't typically breathe. You would feel
pretty new.
warm. Yeah. So maybe you do maybe habitually. As you step in, there's a bit of a warmth to the home just on your skin that you feel that's a lot nicer than the outside, much nicer than the quarry. But as you take a smell, you like take a moment to take a breath in, you can smell freshly baked. It smells like buns being cooked, like a nice sweet bread, and something else mixed in the air, like a little bit of a floral scent that kind of sits over that. And as she walks you into the kitchen, there is a table that's set that can fit a nice square table with 4 chairs. But in this one, it's set for 2 people with a thing of tea in the center and 2 mugs at each one at each seat. And she gestures for Leon just with her hand as she walks by. Sit. I'll be with you in a moment.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm supposed to be here, but I don't remember getting the invitation.
As you say that, she just waves her hand at you. She's like, just hush. We'll get to that in a moment. Enjoy your tea. I'll be with you in a minute.
You know, my friend Janet would really appreciate the spread you've put on.
I don't think Miss Janetti would enjoy my spread. And she just says that nonchalantly. Now, if you go to sip the tea, obviously I need you to make me a blush of life check.
Rude.
You know she's a kindred, so she knows you're probably a kindred too.
No, I am.
You go
hungrier,
arouse,
but
yeah, but 2 is not too terrible. It's not that bad. You sit there for a moment, Leon, and you sip the tea. Do you look around?
Yeah, he's just going. While she's busy, he's just going to idly just examine the shelves, the decorations.
So in these old houses, like I said, the kitchen's kind of at the back of the house. One of the things I didn't mention is like as you're going into the kitchen, it's like a step or 2 down from the hallway. As you make your way to the hallway, there's like 2 wooden steps that step down into this kind of into this kitchen. In fact, this building is so old, and this would actually tip Leon off to how old this building is. The hearth is actually still part of the home. It's part of the kitchen. It's a huge brick hearth that takes up the entire from your position as you walk in, the entire left side wall it actually still sits there. It is the original cooking fireplace, and there's a huge iron like gate kind of thing in front of it that is slightly bolted shut. On the opposite wall is like a porcelain, like a bunch of porcelain plates that are being displayed on these wooden shelves that are bolted into the wall. The wall itself is just little floral decorative paintings on a sheer white background. And as you you sit in, you'd actually see Leon. No, you wouldn't. None of that wouldn't matter to you actually. Okay. The most modern thing in this fucking kitchen is a 1970s refrigerator.
Ooh.
Classic Frigidaire refrigerator, the same kind my grandmother had back in the day. And as you sit down and maybe the chair like squeaks a little bit as you sit and you begin to sip your tea, she's over by the oven. She pulls out just some of the buns and slides them up onto the oven itself, makes her way to the refrigerator. You see her grab something or put something away before she finishes up. And she spends maybe 5 or 10 minutes just seemingly tidying up the kitchen and everything before she finally makes her way over to you. And the first thing she does is she reaches for the tea in the center of the table and looks to your cup and gestures like if you'd like more.
Oh, yes, please.
She,
Your home is lovely.
Thank you so much. I spend so much time making sure it feels exactly the way I want it. And she refills your tea or your mug and places the tea kettle back on the center of the table before she herself makes herself comfortable. And then as she sits and she's kind of opposite to you, she just locks eyes with you and smiles extremely pleasantly. Do you say anything or do you let it linger?
It definitely lingers because he doesn't know what to say.
How long would you let it linger before either you say something? Like, would you let it linger until she says something, or would you let it linger until you think Leon would feel awkward enough?
It probably like 5 minutes go by while he just tries to sip the tea.
Then as you do that, after maybe 3-4 minutes, she'll say it and she's like, "You are earlier than I remember. That's all right. That's all right. I'm just glad you're here." And she pours herself a cup of tea and she takes a sip herself. In this moment, she stops. She looks over to her right and she just says, "Thomas, dear, you're soaked. Go put your clothes by the fire and take a seat. It's going to be okay." And then she looks back over to you. As Leon maybe looks over to her where she's speaking,
Yeah, I'm looking.
there's nobody there.
Okay. He's used to this.
Yeah, I would say, does Leon react in any way?
He doesn't react. This is
then-
not his problem.
She goes to speak to you and then she stops as she goes to speak and she turns back over and she's like, "Thomas, you look," I'm sorry, not Thomas. Oh my God, you look so much like him. I get confused sometimes. It's been a while. Either way, come along, take care of your things. I'll get you some food and some tea and you can head out later. Now, would you mind? I have business to attend to. And she gestures to you and she says that before she turns over to you.
That's fine. I'm honestly, it's you have to sort out your home.
She smiles.
Yes.
She's like, "Well, I'm glad either way." She's looking to you this time, Leon. "I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're enjoying the tea," you said. So the answer to your question is yes. The other answer to it is you're asking the wrong question, but go ahead. And then she leans in expectantly.
I so one thing I actually don't really know or have met many of our clan in the city, aside from my sire, and obviously she's taught me so much and she's wonderful. Hattie is everything. But I think I felt a little bit insulated. Are there many of us?
I guess it depends on how you define many.
Can we be counted on one hand?
No.
2 hands.
As far as I'm aware, somewhere in the 2-hand range. Could be
2
more,
hands.
though. Could be more. I'm not privy to everything that happens in the city. I'm not anyone of great power or affluence.
Oh, that's a great question. Hi, I'm Leon. I mean, you knew that, but we haven't been properly introduced yet. So what's your name?
Her eyebrows raise as she leans in. She's like, "Oh, we haven't. Oh, right, we haven't. Miriam.
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 Nice to meet you, Miriam.
It's nice to meet you, Leon." And she says that stilted, and her eyes kind of look up and around when she says that, almost like she's grasping for some sort of recognition.
Yeah.
So she raises her eyebrows and opens her eyes wide. Are we going to get to it?
Yes. Why am I here?
You know why you're here. Why are you here?
I followed my gut, I guess you could say.
And she brings the tea up to her lips and takes like a long sip of it. Puts it back down.
there's a lot of things I've been wondering. I I have questions. I don't know. Is there something that you wanted? You might have to remind me.
Oh, these things are so confusing sometimes. She shakes her head. Tell me, how was your relationship with Janet and David and Elspeth and them?
Oh, good. Yes. They've got this poetry thing going on.
That's what it is. And she claps her hand. This coterie thing, how's that going?
I
You
don't
feel
think
left
it's
out,
going
right?
well.
You feel
I
alone?
feel left out. I don't think it's
Yeah.
going well for them though.
Right, right. Well, typically things that are forced upon you don't necessarily go well right away, but you feel like a liability, a weight on their shoulders?
I feel like I am a useful gopher.
I'd love to hear that analogy explained.
Oh, not the animal. Although maybe the animal. I just we had Janet and I had a business relationship and we ended spending more time together and one thing led to another and now we're embroiled in a conspiracy. So and also David's lovely. So I think maybe I'm feeling left out. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling like I could be of more use
She
if
she moves and like adjusts her doily briefly.
I was part of the crew in an official capacity.
The answer is yes, but it's the wrong question. That's the order. I should have said it then after you said this part. You want to become you want to be with them officially in some capacity?
Yes, yes. I mean, I get why they don't want me because they are not able to leave the city right now, and I'm, a bit more free than that. But I would like to be part of it. I think I don't know the prince. I talked to the Primogen once. I'm not a political creature,
Me
but this
either.
is a
Only when
political problem.
necessary. She just like raises her hands up. I'm not very political either. Only when necessary. So you're here, whether you realize it or not, because you want to be part of the coterie, and I think I can help you.
Oh,
But the answer again is yes. But your question is wrong.
I don't know what.
You want to know if you can become part of the coterie, but it's not the right question.
I have to ask the right question. I've been asking so many questions recently. I can
That's good.
ask, can I be part of the coterie? I can ask, like, can I help them? Can I help myself?
She just smiles pleasantly and then sips her tea. Almost, you don't want to use the word enjoying watching you flounder, but she's not stressed about it.
I've asked all sorts of wrong questions.
That's how you grow. That's how anyone grows.
I don't think I've got many answers.
Well, let me ask you a question then. Why do you care about being about part of this coterie so much? Is it just a feeling of loneliness? Sweet boy.
Hmm. I no. I know these people in a very different way to a lot of people. They are, for all intents and purposes, despite being criminals and strange artists, um, normal. And I feel normal with them. I I also think I can help them.
Why do you think you can help them? What do they need help with? You don't have to answer that question. I'm not here for information. Just curiosity sometimes gets the better of me, and I ask questions before thinking about what the answer possibly could be.
Just their survival, I think.
You
There's
want to
lots of
help them.
threats. We're still pretty early in this. whole being dead thing.
When do you think you're done being early and being dead thing? When does that stop?
Uh, I don't know. Can, when I need more than 10 hands to count how many years I've been around, I guess.
More tea? And she reaches over.
Oh, yes, please.
She pours it and refills it.
Are you having any?
She is. She's sipping on tea.
Oh, nice.
You see her. You seem confused a little.
I'm always confused. I think I care about these people.
It's
And
good. It's
that-
good to have someone to care about. When you don't have anybody to care about, it's when you risk losing yourself.
Yeah. They also don't worry when I don't know what's real.
One of my favorite philosophical avenues to go down that has no end. What is real? As far as you're concerned, anything within your perspective could be fake. How do you know I'm real? The only thing you can prove is real is yourself from within your own reality. You don't know if I'm real. Your eyes and your ears tell you I'm real. But did you know there's a scientific delay between what you see and what you hear and your brain processing it, even if it's so small you don't notice? Reality is malleable. And she wiggles her finger in the air and then dips her finger in her tea and stirs it.
I wish it wasn't.
Don't we all? But that's the gift of our clan, of our blood, of our kind. We see things closer to how they really are instead of how we wish they were. A Bruja or a Gangrel might see the world as a violent, unforgiving place. The Ventrue see the world as a business affair to be dominated and won. When in reality, it's all of those things, and it's none of those things, and it's some of those things, depending on who's participating in the reality before them at the given time.
I used to have to check my phone when I saw someone through a camera to know if they were real.
She nods. I've heard that before. A new modern day tactic to deal with a mental illness.
Now I can't even trust that. So why bother about what's real? We could just say fuck it and accept just anything that comes our way. Like arriving at a house I think I've been to before, but definitely haven't.
She smiles. Do I see your hands proverbially being thrown in the air in a sense of giving up and frustration and all this?
I don't think it's giving up. It's just a dumb acceptance.
Good. Dumb acceptance is good. When you accept that you know nothing and you are dumb, you are closer to being honest to the truth than anyone else who pretends otherwise. Reality isn't so stable. It's wobbly, malleable, depending on who's in the room at any given time. You say you feel familiar to this place, that you've been here before and yet you haven't, and now you have. And now you should be familiar with this place. Maybe you have been here before, or maybe you haven't, or maybe you have and you haven't been yet, but you have before.
Maybe.
What if everything is existing all at once at the same time, and you're pulling on future threads that have yet to be woven in a sense of deja vu? That's not why you're here. And she catches herself and takes a sip of her tea. It's not why you're here, but that's the gift of us Malkavians, the gift of Malkov. We can see things closer to how they really are, which in essence lets you know things aren't so stable and focused at its baseline. You're here because you want to be part of your coterie, at least in some official capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You arrived at my doorstep because I can help you with that, and you don't know why. And you may never know why. But the question you're asking, can I be part of this coterie or should I be part of this coterie, isn't the right question. The question should be, what does Malkov learn from your existence within the coterie itself? How can you make yourself more valuable to the truth of reality and those who exist within it. When you're within the coterie itself, when you are embedded in the coterie, if you choose to do so, you are the eyes and ears of Malkov within that coterie. For all that entails. Is that something you're willing to be?
I think so. Yeah.
The answer is yes. The question was just wrong. I didn't say if your answer was correct or if my answer was.
You got me there. Yeah, I didn't know that before.
And she shrugs her shoulders, almost letting go of this seriousness and kind of engaging with an aloofness. I could be wrong too.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll find out. We'll prove it out in time.
So you want? She smiles very pleasantly, and she stands back up. She looks over to the door frame behind you, and she says, "Thomas, later." Now, I'm going to send you on your way with some fresh homemade buns. I want you to bring them over to Janet and crew. I'm sure they'll very much love them. And just know that as far as you're concerned, the scapegoat or the coterie, there's no name for the coterie that she would know. I'll make sure that within Boston, you are recognized as part of the coterie if that's something you're looking to do officially.
Yeah. Oh, I think there'll be something that they want me to do first. But yeah, that'd be really great. I really appreciate that, Mariam.
She smiles and she gets up and she actually opens up her refrigerator. And sitting in there are not the buns that she just cooked, but buns that were already cooked before, packaged and ready to go. And she slides them onto the table and it just says Leon, very fancily written in cursive at the very top of this plain black box. And she slides it over. Says, "I don't know if we'll see each other again, Leon, but it was good to see you again."
It was really nice to meet you.
She actually pulls you in for a warm hug, and she wraps her little arms around you, this 5'2" woman. And as she does, you feel a little pat on the back, and she's like, "All right, shoo, Thomas has been waiting patiently."
Yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And as she walks out the door, and as soon as the door shuts, you actually hear muffled conversation on the other side. Wits awareness.
Okay. Can I use heightened senses?
Yeah.
3.
3. You can stick with that or reroll 3. Your call.
Nah.
With 3, you think you hear on the other side of the door, obviously her voice, but you think you hear even quieter the sounds of a very deep voice belonging to some man. You don't know what he's saying, but you swear you hear conversation back and forth as you're walking away from the door. Now you slip into the car and the engine roars to life. Leon hits to the road and begins making his way to the quarry. And it's already fucking 3 o'clock, so we'll hit break real quick and we'll be back after break and cover these last 2 hours.
Damn, that time went quick.
I know. That shit was fast. We'll be back in a brief moment, guys, and we'll be back in to finish up the last 2 hours of the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Gonna just be jumping right back into things. I hope you got your coffees refreshed as we did. We're just gonna jump in. As we arrive and kind of move back into our world here, we're gonna have our camera focus in on the quarry, where Elspeth left with Roman. The motorcyclist showed up with a woman, said, "I need your help," and Elspeth, being the way she is, said, "He's cute.
Okay.
I'll help." And she hopped on the motorcycle and drove away.
It's all right, girl. If Roman rode up on a motorcycle, was like, "I need your help," I'd be on the back of it too.
You're like, you know what?
Can we blame Elspeth? It's Roman. He showed up on a motorcycle. Yeah,
And
no.
I don't know if there's anything conversationally that Janet wants to have with David while it's just the two of them in the
I
quarry.
think if he's been kind of insular for 24 hours and we've not seen him, if he's been doing his art thing, he's been being a little creative. We know those types. I would probably just check on him. Like if we're going on day, 24 hours and he's not come out, I'm going to check on him.
Okay. Man, David would probably be in one of those like lower caves where Minecraft Marty was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably still damp and wet because we're still pumping water like out of the quarry. Which
You can hear like the generators running in the
which
distance.
for the record will
the
always
hum.
be pumping water because I need to hide bones and shit in the lower levels of the water. But to look like we are definitely making it up to code, we are pumping water. And I guess I'm coming down there in my Jimmy Choos. Because I know that we probably have some real business today. So I am like full Jackie Kennedy.
Right.
David, you could probably hear her coming before she arrives. You hear the footsteps maybe as she rounds the corner.
Okay.
And what is David doing when she turns the corner and you hear in this little mining shaft that's been been pumping water? What does she see David doing? Is he just standing there? Is he working on something? Is he reading?
I think David is. Oh, that's a really great question. I feel like you would probably find David's clothes.
Okay, he's not decent. So I'll kind of like turn to the side so I'm not staring straight in the cave if I like see his pile of clothes. Okay.
But you're not gonna see him.
There's no door. It's a hole
Yep.
in a quarry. So I guess I'll knock on the quarry walls. You have told me that you can sometimes like hear and see through stone. So Janet will just kind of like tap her tiny little knuckles on whatever this quarry's made of, granite or whatever. David, honey.
When you wrap your knuckles as you're saying that, you probably little little creative with this one, but David's hand will probably emerge from the stone as almost like a greeting,
Oh,
and he'll step out of the wall.
okay. Sleeping in the walls. You know what, honey? And I realize that you're naked. That's why your clothes are on the ground where you stepped out.
As he's stepping out of the wall, Janet, you would notice the stone itself. It's not like he's stepping out like he's invisible. The stone itself almost becomes clay-like and like pushes itself out of the way as he's moving through the rock.
Okay, well that's new.
You can hear
I'll try to like look up since you're naked. Honey, I imagine we've got some important stuff to do today. We kind of let you have last night to simmer over everything that's happening, but I'm gonna need you to, put your pants on and get in the car. And we, you know,
Should I be worried, Janet?
worried. Why would you be worried, honey? We've already taken the steps, so we don't gotta worry.
About Miss Fiorenza?
Oh, well, yeah, honey, she's somebody to fear, but the whole point is she's on our side and we're on her side, right?
What if she does not see me the same way that you do?
I have a feeling Miss Fiorenza did not get to where she is because she doesn't see an opportunity when it's standing in front of her.
I understand. I'll get dressed then.
Wait. Well, I mean, you can get dressed anytime you want, honey. I guess I should ask you, are you okay? Do you need to talk about anything?
I have had some time with myself, and I think that I will be fine. And I trust your judgment. You have never led me astray thus far.
It's a big weight to put on somebody's shoulders, honey. You ought to trust yourself. What do you think about all of this?
I still think that I am a problem in your life.
Oh, that's a bit of a minimizing of both you and me and the problem.
I just don't want to get you into more trouble.
Honey, Janet Janetti did not get where she is because I allowed other people to get me into trouble. If anybody got me into trouble, it was, well, me. I chose to be here. I let you get in the car that night. I gave you a place to stay. We took responsibility. These things are not choices that you had to make. They were choices I made.
Will it just be us then?
I imagine so. Betty's gone. Surprise. And Elspeth is, Roman came calling. She's not come back. So it's just you and me.
This is fine.
Oh, I have zero doubts. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. Would you like a milkshake, honey, before we go?
On the rare occasion that I would say no, I feel like much is at stake here, and I should not have ice cream on my face.
Okay. We'll have a milkshake when we get back.
That sounds very nice.
All right. Well, put your best on and come up and let me patch the holes and get your hems right. Okay.
And he does.
As that's being taken care of, you would hear the familiar sound of what you might think originally is a motorcycle, but realize is just Leon's car. And as Leon's car arrives, you've actually been expecting Magpie every time. So you might even expect Magpie tonight as the car's coming, because he did say there was very little left to do, just a few last wires and bits and bobs, and then cable management. Same spiel he gave Leon.
I imagine as soon as I see the door open, I don't even acknowledge whether it's Leon expecting that it's going to be Magpie. And I go, you left a whole pile of cables over there. You said you was going to take them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to
Leon.
read the contract a bit more carefully next time.
I'm so sorry I yelled at you. Please yell at Magpie for me.
Oh, I've already done that this evening.
This is one of the many reasons I keep you around. Well, I'm not exactly sure why you're stopping by, but I hate to break it to you. Tonight's a big night. Big night for me and David. Is this something, can I help you?
I open I'm assuming it's like Tupperware with the with the buns inside.
Yeah, exactly. There's some fresh baked buns that he brings.
You made baked goods?
Oh God, no, not me. Miriam made it.
That's not a name any of you would recognize.
Who is Miriam?
A
You don't just
friend.
take baked goods from any woman, honey. That's how you get fed people. I would know.
Well, I did tell her that you would like it, but she disagreed. So I guess, I mean, you
Why
can have
why
one if you
why
want,
wouldn't
but
I
this
like
isn't to your
it? Why
taste.
wouldn't I like it?
There's no people in these.
I might like it. I like things without people in it occasionally. Are they
Oh,
hot?
okay. Okay, you can have one.
I
I
would
mean,
like. I
they're
think I
for
would.
us.
I should get just kind of looking at these hot buns. Going. Yeah, it's actually look kind of. You know, I think I will. This Miriam person, who is it? Who is she? And I'll kind of take a bite out of
They're
the bun.
delicious. It's very good. Obviously, it's been in his car for about an hour, so it's not as warm as it once was, but it's still very good.
It's very. The consistency is quite nice. Who's Miriam?
Oh, she is a fellow Malkavian who helped me with
She your girlfriend?
well, maybe in another life. But I feel like she's helped me a lot, just generally, but also with the coterie thing.
What
So
coterie thing?
the us coterie thing.
What a coterie thing?
Oh, I guess I should ask. Do you need me to go out of town first?
I imagine a moment as he's asked that, the camera just gets a good look at both of you. Does Janet look visibly confused right now?
Yeah. Well, all of the information came in the wrong order. So she's trying to order it right in her brain, and you can see she's kind of like coterie thing. You're not referring to you being in the coterie.
Yeah, I mentioned it, didn't I?
Not to me, not Leon. Not that I
Shit.
guess I mind, but you do understand what that means, right?
Oh, yeah, but you're gonna be better off with me in it, right? I mean, can I? Do you mind?
What? It's not a club. We don't get to like vote people in and out. We got to go to the hobby. There's a whole shadoo.
I don't like
But
harpies. We don't
stop.
have to go to the harpy.
Oh, we do. We do. I guess I'm more interested in that. You said why? Why would you want to be so very much tied into somebody else's everything? You get our luggage and baggage, and we get your luggage and baggage. You know.
Because I don't have enough baggage, I guess.
Now you and I know that's not true.
Yeah, well, okay, fine. Well,
You can't lie to Janet Janetti.
mm-hmm.
I guess
think
what I'm saying is you do understand what David and I are going to do tonight is not just like it is going to change things, potentially not for the better.
I know, but that's short term. Long term, I think all of us are going to change things for the better, at least for ourselves.
What is it
So
you think you're gonna do?
I am going to help David. I'm going to help you. And most importantly, I'm going to figure out who the fuck keeps trying to make me do shit and whether or not magic is real. I'll be honest.
There it is. See, I knew somewhere in there we could get to the what Leon wanted. Okay. So you want proof magic's real, and you want to stop being haunted by what the voices?
No, I don't think there's anything I can do about that. No, just the person who
Oh, right,
literally
the one
blackmailed
who's
me.
yeah. Okay, well, we could work on that. And so you think Jordan the Coterie is gonna help you achieve that?
Got to be close to the source.
All right.
This is the center of chaos in this city. I'm just so you know.
Excuse
You're the
me.
fucking eye of the eye
I
of
would
the
not say
hurricane.
we know. No. We are most definitely like the hot cold current or whatever that's coming in to settle the hurricane. We're not chaos.
Leon,
David, would you like a bun?
would I like a bun? What kind of bun?
I
my-
haven't tried one yet.
Butter
My
Are they
guess
raisin?
is they're sourdough based on the
Yeah, yeah.
consistency.
Janet, you did
Oh.
not say that Leon was going to go with us.
Well, I didn't know Leon was going with us till right about now. You've made it just in time, David, for me to solidify, my point, which is, you're gonna have to take on all the debts we got. You can't leave the city.
I will get you into trouble.
David gets people into trouble.
I killed a man.
He killed a guy.
I know. I heard.
Okay.
But I've already cleaned up my parts of all of the messes we've been in so far, and honestly, it's quite a lot of fun.
My nurturing side says don't make bad choices.
Oh,
I have no
you
choice in
don't
the
get
matter.
to- Yeah, we're
But
going to do that.
my rational side says it would be nice to have another one on Team Fall Guys.
I like Leon. I hope that he can join our coterie.
Yeah, I like Leon too. She kind of looks you up and down, like judging you kind of top to bottom. She says,
Yeah.
all right, well, if you're gonna join the club, I feel like I need to be real plain with you about what's coming and about the fact that you can't dress like that to go meet her.
What the hell, Janet?
You look like you go into a 90s rave. What is this? The Matrix? You can't go meet Fiorenza. You can't.
I am
Leon.
ready for any situation in
Leon,
these. You know what a utility
Except
belt
for
is for?
meeting
Batman has one.
Fiorenza.
It's important.
yeah.
She made sure that even I am dressed for this, and she told me
gonna-
I never had to dress.
It's true. This one, I just maybe we lose the leather jacket. You got a tie?
I have had a tie.
Okay.
I can find a tie.
Oh, I guess we just a. This is important. Let me explain why. You see, there is in fact the Camarilla, and then the localized politics, and then you got your council, and you got your prince, you got all of the lackeys of the prince, and then over here in this little bubble of outside power is Fiorenza. And the balance between Fiorenza and the Camarilla is a really thin little fucking line, of which we are actively tightrope walking. If you're going in and you're gonna show your face, please understand that there's no coming back from this.
I think this will be good for me.
Okay. I will remind you of those words at some point in the history of us knowing each other. I have zero doubts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
That being said,
I eagerly anticipate.
considering the fact you have a problem with surveillance, not doing it, of course, but being surveilled, you should probably know we are going to have a assigned lackey who is going to watch us and report our activity back. This will
Surveil.
now include you as well. Yeah.
I hate that. Okay, great.
This is why
a fan of
before
this
you
either.
sign your name on the club roster, I feel like I should be plain with you.
Leon, I think that she will even frighten the prince.
Ooh, well, I want to see that.
And let's not just talk, that hasn't even gone down the laundry list of enemies we is going to make as soon as all of this happens. Including-
That's fine. Don't. Just remember, I was the one pushing for us to make big bad friends. I
we're going to make the
understand.
big bads, but they won't be our friends. The
I
only big bad in
very
this is
use it very
Fiorenza. She is
loosely.
our only lifeline. If we fuck it up, no more lifelines.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Gentlemen,
fine.
I
We
think,
won't fuck
I
it
think
up.
we should let him be a part of the coterie. He let me borrow his coat.
Oh, yes, the coat. He can't. Yeah, you know what, David?
Coat. Marie.
You're right. That is a bit of a metaphor for this whole situation. So, you know what? If this is what you want, Leon, you know that we would be happy to have you in the coterie. But if you fuck some shit up,
Before
Fucking.
you agree to this, you have to be honest. Are you going to be attracted to a Bruja and ride off on his motorcycle as well?
I can't promise anything.
me either.
We may have to table this initial joining. I don't think I would like that.
Wait, why?
There's been a lot of motorcycles and riding off into sunsets recently
Oh, okay. No,
but
that's
I have a feeling that Leon's not the motorcycle kind of guy. He prefers vintage
jets.
automobile.
Oh, yeah, someone with like a Rolls Royce or a
I was gonna say like a black Crown Victoria, but okay,
oh,
nothing like an undercover
yeah,
cop car.
Phantom.
You scream narc. Okay, everybody, focus.
I wish somebody liked flying. Everybody is afraid of flying. They
I
want,
just said jet. I just said jet.
but
That would
then
be
you
great.
said car, and I cannot become a car.
Maybe you can have your Malkavian girlfriend buy it for you.
You know what? I might. She was very
Okay,
sweet to me.
I was gonna send you out of Boston to do something, but since you are so
I can still
die
do that.
hard.
This is not official yet.
Okay, so hear me out, right? I pull
One
out
last
of my
ride.
bag a file marked confidential, unless for some reason Betty took it. Maybe I made copies or took pictures or something
Sure.
to be able to show them the file of the bullet. And I was like, I'm sure you remember this. Roman gave it
Ooh,
to us.
yeah.
It was found at the crime scene of his sister. May her soul rest in peace. Here is the confidential file the mob pulled for us on this bullet casing. Now, let's just skip past the fact it's a confidential file and get to the really important thing, which is this bullet.
And you see written on the top, by the way, of your files, burn after reading, just like last time.
This bullet is not even set to go into sale for another 2 months. It's still in manufacturing phase.
So, as you're looking over it, Leon, you would notice, and you might know this from research, bullets, when they're made in a warehouse, they're made in batches, and the bullets are imprinted at the bottom with a batch number, not an individual. This is bullet batch 1, and then bullet 1, batch 1, bullet 2. It is just, here's the batch number. Thousands of bullets are made in their batch. When they went and look at the batch number of the bullet that was fired, it wasn't set to go into production. It isn't set to go into production, that batch, from until 18 months from now.
Into production? Well, clearly someone just stole it from a warehouse. That's
Possibly.
useful.
I haven't had. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It also tells us potentially that whoever is following David's trail and clearing the loose ends is probably well connected, because you don't get to walk up into an ammo facility and just pluck a single bullet off of a manufacturing line that hasn't even gone into retail yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is this is well organized crime, if it's even crime.
Now, I am usually one for hard evidence. But considering the fact that within the last 2 months, my understanding of what Kindred and the entire unspoken world is capable of, thanks to David and Wings and some really strange shadowy stuff with some flowers, we
Hmm?
could also theorize that the bullet is taken out of time. That it
Time doesn't
was.
make bullets.
No. But a person does in fact shoot a bullet. So let's say a
Mm-hmm.
person 2 months from now, if we say time is not strictly linear, plucked a bullet from the manufacturing line, or did in fact get it in retail 2 months later in time, came back through time and used it.
Uh-huh. Okay. What clan are you?
Don't upset me, Leon.
Okay. I'm just It's-
I thought I'd bring it to your table because it seems like maybe a theory you could get behind. If you know what I'm saying. More importantly, if we think about the video, the one that we took from the house, the one that you said was all tampered with and stuff, and you heard 2 heartbeats. What if you didn't hear 2 heartbeats? What if you just heard 1 heartbeat twice in time?
my heartbeat doesn't sync to itself from
No,
5
but you're
months
also
ago.
but you're also not traveling through time.
And it
What if
certainly doesn't get picked up on a microphone. What on earth are you talking about?
I'll I'll let you simmer on it, Leon. And the more it starts to make sense, then you can come to Janet Janetti and say you're sorry.
When I walk into your office with a bullet from a warehouse that is going to be sold in 2 months,
Well, don't do that yet because I haven't run their financials. I want to know the business.
That's fine. But I'm saying if this warehouse is bad at security as it seems to be, I'll walk in there, take what
No,
I need,
you-
walk back out, and we'll have our proof. Okay?
It was 18 months from the
18 months from now.
18 months. Whatever.
I hear you. Look into the security. Definitely something I need. But don't go into the facility. That seems like a bad idea. We don't need physical proof. I believe you. I trust you. You're part of the coterie now.
All right.
Okay. That is just some of what we have uncovered. Unfortunately, the trail for the gangrel who met the wrong end of David's fist has run cold.
Oh, the gangrel?
Yeah.
Well, he's dead, so it would.
Well, that Elspeth thing is like beyond the dead. It's like the dead thing.
Oh, sure.
It didn't work out like we planned. The point of the matter is, I don't know how much more we're going to get out of this whole gangrel thing. So, Leon, if you feel like, getting a few more black eyes and being pushed around a little bit, we could really use a little bit more information about the gangrel at the Fight Club.
Is that something that Janet would bring up, actually? It failed, yes, but you did learn that if whatever it was is telling the truth, kindred don't get to be a soul after, really.
I don't know that that's relevant, nor does David's psyche need that.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's not the time to wrangle with the existential crisis of the second life of kindredhood. So I think
because Elspeth tried to summon the ghost of a dead
and
kindred,
the demon. We can't prove any of that. You know what? And if he thought my time theory was crazy, wait till I tell him Elspeth is talking to a demon. We're just
Janet,
demon theory, first of all.
Do you still have the bullet?
Yeah, hon, it's right there.
Leon, what if we took this to your sire?
She's not really a forensics specialist or
No, not for
she knows
forensics,
a lot of stuff,
but to see things that are not there, like you. You are much more concerned with the things that are not there, and she seems to welcome those things.
we can ask her, but I don't really want to disturb her just for a bullet. I do need to go visit her sometime soon, but
Then can you see things that may or may not be there?
I can try.
I don't want to make you do anything that you do not want to do.
I have been telling Magpie to suck it up and deal with the fact that this bullshit is coming for us anyway.
Has he
so
come
I
asking for your blood yet?
No, I'm waiting for that.
How are you going to handle that when you basically tell him you've turned him into an addict?
I don't know yet.
All right, who am I to?
We're best friends anyway, so he'll be really chill about it.
We may have to talk about standards of friendship now that you're joining this coterie.
We're friends?
Well, yeah, you're joining the coterie.
Are we not friends? I thought we were the whole time.
Oh, of course, buddy. I pick up the bullet.
Immediately, if maybe you cast your eyes on it, there's no any weirdness necessarily right out the gate with it right now. You don't necessarily detect anything weird. You don't have any visual glitches like you've had in the past. It's a bullet casing that just simply sits in the palm of your hand, cold to the touch.
Oh, it's a bullet casing. Okay. Well, I did. I'm gonna use premonition.
Yeah, you gonna force one?
Yeah.
Okay, need a rouse check for that, obviously. And then you have to make a roll, right?
I do.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3?
Difficulty 3. Okay. I don't.
Move here, Squint. I gotta have my glasses.
Got to roll. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
Anticipation.
In the meanwhile, did Fiorenza tell you she was going to have you picked up?
We didn't really get that information.
Okay.
So, you know.
You'll be getting picked up then. This is tonight. You're supposed to meet with her, correct?
Yeah, is basically what my understanding is. So that she can judge David and Janet and decide that this is a final thing before we go to court.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you said premonition doesn't require a roll?
It does. Or I can do.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
First
what it
level.
looked. It's been a while.
No, it's second level.
Oh, you're right, because it's not free.
Yeah. I think it's resolve and specs. We'll roll that. Hey, 1 success.
You hold the bullet in your hand, and what I will say, even with just 1 success, while it's not technically a success, the casing sits heavier in your hand, shall we say, than it feels like it should. There's something off about it as you hold it. You can't pinpoint it. It feels weird in your palm. It weighs weird in your palm. That kind of weird that you can't explain to anybody other than yourself. There's just something off about what you're holding.
I bring it up to my ear and I like try and rattle it around. It's
I
weird.
mean, yep, there you go.
Well, I'm glad you agree. I don't know what shaking it will do, but what I can tell you is I'm going to continue to look into it. I'd like to keep the confidential file so I can run some information and try to get some finances. If I can figure out who they're selling to, how they're moving some stuff, might be helpful. I'd like you to look into security if you don't mind.
Yeah. This sounds like a good lead on our
Yeah,
time
just a-
assassin.
Yep, just a little something. Plus that and whatever you can figure out from the Fight Club. You
Yeah,
can go
well,
back to the
I-
Fight Club, right? Y'all didn't like kick. Betty made it sound like it was okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great in there. I'm going back anyway.
Congratulations.
As you're sitting there, maybe, do you get him a tie?
Yeah, I'm sure I have I imagine he's kind of got that punk rock, like the thin tie, not the thick tie.
Yeah,
so
of
I
course.
get something for him to help
You're trying to...
bring it together. David looks great. I just make sure his hem is nice and straight. I make sure that there are no holes. He's probably wearing one of his nicer outfits. And well, I am living my life right now, prepared for this business meeting. Little tiny hat, matching purse, Jimmy Choo's, the whole 9 yards.
And at 10:30 p.m. on the dot, whatever conversation you were having or silence that was lingering within the quarry is broken by the sounds of tires rolling over the gravel that leads to the gate of the quarry. There's a couple gentle door shuts that you hear, and before you even see them, whether you're on the first floor or the third floor, wherever you are in the quarry, you would hear a male voice simply say, "Miss Janet Giannetti and Coterie, Miss Fiorenza Savona is ready to see you."
I will just kind of grab David's hand, kind of hold it and squeeze it top and bottom, and I go, "I don't want you to be nervous. I just want you to be honest, okay?"
It will be okay, Janet.
Oh, honey, I have no doubts. This is me telling you that.
I promise to make you proud.
You always make me proud.
I imagine you clap his
Yep,
hand or what
yep,
have
you always make me proud. Come on.
And you usher him in. And what you see up there is a pitch black tinted window SUV with no license plate on the front or the back. 2 well-dressed guards or security, what have you, stand outside by the gate waiting for you. And as you approach and you open the gate, they escort you to the back seats. As they open up the door and they slide you in, you're sat on fine leather seating that is preheated and waiting for you. The windows are, like I said, fully tinted. Fiorenza's not in here, of course. As you're all piled in and you kind of take your seats and the door shuts, one of the guards takes the driver's seat, the other guard takes the passenger seat, and there is a security barrier between the driver's front half and the SUV's back half. Once all the doors are shut, the car, without a word from the 2 guards, the 2 security, the car begins to roll off backing up and hitting the road. Is the camera were to pan into the ride, is it a tense silence in this car for the next 30 or so minutes?
Janet looks just happy as a clam. My ass is on fine, warm leather. I look like I belong in this car. Like, she's very happy.
So as we look, Janet looks like more comfortable than she's probably been in a long time in this vehicle. She just looks extremely comfortable. Leon and David, what does it look like when we look at you in this very? Do you look nervous at all? Do you look also comfy?
Leon looks relatively comfortable.
I don't think David's worried or concerned.
Sure.
I think he's excited to meet someone new.
And so the vehicle rolls off with a silent ride the entire time. After just over a 30-minute ride, Leon, for you, a little deja vu. You're brought up and driven up to another 4-story brownstone building in Commonwealth Ave in the nice area of Boston. A lot of these buildings were built in the late 1800s, mid 1800s. This is no different. Unlike the building you went to, however, Leon, this building is converted. Somewhere in the 90s, likely, it was converted into a single family mansion home with an exclusive dining club that sits at the front of this giant fucking mansion that nobody even knows existed because it's not advertised at all. There's just simply, as you approach the front door, like if you were to approach the front door, in all brass lettering above the double door entrance, it would just say the Walworth.
New
You
location.
want to write that down?
Yep. New location for the location tab.
The Walworth.
Hey, I gotta put this one in marker though because it's permanent.
The car goes and drives up this fresh, well taken care of paved driveway that is, there's no indication there's any sort of parking. It literally still looks like a one-family home here. And as the car comes to a quiet stop, the security steps out of their vehicles and will open the passenger side doors to both of you on both sides of the car so the three of you can pile out. And at the very front door, by those double door entrance, you actually see a young assistant, another somewhere in her maybe 20s, woman that sits there with a tablet, not even looking up at the car, just very much head down. Her hair is in a tight ponytail. She's maybe 5'5" with dark brown hair. Her eyes, you can tell there are bags under her eyes a little bit here, and she has bright green eyes as you approach. And as you're escorted by the security as well. As you walk up to the double door, she looks up, kind of counts three of you openly, looks down to her tablet and does something. And she just steps to the side and she says, Miss Savona is awaiting for you on the 4th floor, private room. One of the security guards will escort you there. The other one will stay on the 1st floor. The door is opened, and inside, much like before for you, Leon,
She gave her name?
No, the assistant did not give her name.
Sorry, just wanted to make sure I wrote it down because you know how we do with names.
Absolutely. Neither the security guards also did not give you any names. They just said they're here to escort you to Miss Savona. Now, like I said to you, Leon, this is a little familiar from this evening as well. As the doors open, you're met with a narrow entry hall that leads in a pretty straight line with a couple of offshooted rooms. Unlike the last one, though, this is all paneled in a dark walnut wood. This is exceptionally well taken care of. In fact, it would be Janet only, I think, would pick up on the details of this place because Leon is not super familiar. David might be a little familiar with how nice some of this stuff is, but this is
I just want to know how fancy, how much money they spend.
Millions. You're looking at
perfect.
Crystal chandelier, like a Persian runner all the way down the hall. It is money.
I lean over to David because I think David was only one of the two of them that went with us to Tremere, and I go, this is what the Tremere wish they could do. Wish. And I just
you walk in past an empty coat check on your left-hand side. Nobody's actually tending there. A maitre d' podium with nobody there. You are just escorted by one of the security guards down the hall. And before you can reach what you imagine is the dining area of the exclusive club on the 1st floor, you go to the left and you're met with some old wooden stairs that just start spiraling up. And you start climbing. I imagine that's an internal for Janet. She doesn't be she's
I hold
stairs.
it. Composure's everything, but on the inside, I'm really fucking stairs.
As you look at the end of the hallway, just past the stairs where you begin, you can actually hear light conversation coming from the dining area where a pocket of the city's wealth are clearly just enjoying themselves. The staircase itself, mahogany banister, it's a large stairwell that goes up all of the rooms until you're eventually brought to the 4th floor where a private room awaits for the 3 of you. You're brought in by the security, and the security follows you in. And what you're walked into is a rectangular, like a very rectangular room with a high ceiling, and within it, lined in bookshelves. You see bookshelves with all kinds of books. I don't know if anybody would take a moment. You might be too busy to take a moment. Actually, give me a wits awareness. You only need a moment with a wits awareness.
Not for Janet. She doesn't give a fuck. They're fancy, leather.
Meanwhile, the floor itself is much like the rest of the house, a dark hardwood taken care of exceptionally well. I think, Leon, you would know this place, Miriam's place, was taken care of with a sense of love and familial, familiarity, I guess, is like, it's almost like a family has lived and tended to that place for a long time. This place looks like it was bought and then money was put into it to preserve the historical parts and renovate all the shit that was broken down, which is not like the building you were in. With the wits awareness, you got what? 1 with Leon.
Yeah, I can't roll more than 1 today.
3 with David. And Dot, did you give me a roll?
No, Janet doesn't care about what
Doesn't
books are
care?
on the
That's fine.
shelf. Yeah.
David, you're the only one that noticed, and it kind of makes sense. This room, the one you walked into, is pristine, with the exception of the books. A thin layer of dust seems to sit over the books and the books themselves. Everything else is well taken care of. The dark hardwood floor is actually on the floor itself. She must have a thing with Persian rugs because the floor itself is partially covered in a large Persian rug mixed with deep reds, blues. It's got worn, smooth, kind of swirling patterns in it. And the walls above the bookshelves are from the original building of this building. You can see kind of the old wooden walls behind the bookshelves themselves that once belonged to it. The centerpiece of this room is a large mahogany table that can fit like 10 people at it, 2 seats at each end, 4 seats on each side. And Fiorenza, as you walk in, is actually sitting with her back to a fireplace that you didn't realize was there until you looked at the table and saw her sitting at the end. She's sitting there, her back is to the fireplace. The fireplace is not going at all. And by her side, another assistant, a woman that is much older than the woman downstairs. You maybe would put her in her 30s or 40s. She doesn't look as frazzled as the woman downstairs did. She has dark hair that's pulled back into a neat bun. She also has a tablet open, much like the one downstairs. And you can actually see in her right ear of this assistant a little earpiece that discreetly kind of sits within it. And she actually is standing maybe about 5 feet to the left of Fiorenza, or your right to Fiorenza. The lighting itself is just kind of like a low, warm white lighting. It's there's a chandelier at the end of hanging from the ceiling itself. And as the door shuts, all that little murmurs you might have been able to still hear completely go silent on this. And something on the bookshelf you would note that's over by the fireplace, you would see a single picture frame with a modern photograph in it. That seems to be Fiorenza and 3 other people you don't necessarily recognize. And you wouldn't even necessarily think it's from, if you look at, like, if you were to get a glance at the photo, it's you would notice it doesn't look like it's in Boston either. She would gesture for, as you walk in, I guess my question before we move on to this next part is, how does everybody look walking in, seeing Fiorenza? And would you immediately take a seat? Is anything you would say? Is anything?
Oh, if she hasn't offered a seat, I will not take one. I mean, I'll walk into. I'm sure that there's like walk out of darkness into light, so we can be seen, right?
Yes,
I don't
you
wanna,
would see the orange light would kind of cast onto you all, giving again a warm feeling in the room. If you say nothing, she would say warmly to all of you after a few moments, "Please come in." And as you do, the door shuts.
Thank you.
Sit wherever you like, except for, and she points to the chair directly across from her at the other end of the table. That one is for David.
David?
Very well.
You all take your seats. You would see at the center of the table, there's some tea sitting there, and
So
she
I know that she is. I know she's sitting at this.
Yep.
Can I size her up? As a seamstress, I feel like a kind gestural gift afterwards would be to make her something custom so she looks as good as Janet looks in her suit. But I would need to like know sizes and stuff to get it right. Is that like, because I don't know, is that like a craft I can use because I have a specialty in tailoring and sewing? I don't know. Can I size her up?
Yeah, you're looking like you're just looking to eyeball her and like you mean size her up
Yeah,
in like
I
literal
like height. If I were to make something custom for her, I'd need to know like, is she gonna fit a woman's large or is she gonna be of a smaller petite size? Like,
Yep.
I need to size her up.
Well, then, as you sit down, you see this woman who is clearly in her late 50s, maybe in her early 60s. She has shoulder length, like a mix of white and what may have been a dirty brown or dirty blonde hair. And she would sit at like mid 5'5", 5'6", somewhere around there. And she is of a substantial, she's not like large, but she's
Yeah.
not skinny. She's like of that, like a medium build or so. I
Okay.
would say you don't necessarily have to make a roll, but
Great.
you won't have, it's hard to get exact measurements. Even with an eye like yours, exact measurements are hard necessarily if
All
you
right,
want
Janet's
something
good
like
at her
that.
job.
Yeah.
We'll craft something up later. But she just wants to. I mean, she's about to work for this woman. For Christ's sake, does she? Does she have good style? Is she well put together? These things
Absolutely.
matter.
She has just a luxurious kind of coat with what is that underscarf around her neck? I lost the word. I had it a moment ago.
Like an ascot.
Ascot. That's what I'm looking like an ascot. She has a big brooch on her jacket itself, and she wears black leather gloves on her hands when you sit. As you sit, she actually will just gesture to there's tea sitting at the center of the table itself, and the whole time she's very pleasant. She says, "Help yourselves. It's a blend I like, but I won't be offended if you don't. Katerina will take care of your coats if you want to be comfortable." And she gestures to the assistant that was to her right. You got her name if you want it, Katerina.
Katerina.
And from at least like if you can make a wits insight if you want, if you would like, but she does come off as warm. Unlike the phone call that she had with you, which was very curt and very quick, this one is much, much warmer.
Well, I'll sit. My jacket's part of my ensemble. How dare would not take it off, but Janet will just wait until she starts asking questions or initiates conversation.
Does anybody give their coat when Katerina goes around the table? Does she take anyone's coat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
just
take
hand off.
Leon's.
Yeah.
Does David have a coat? No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So take Leon's coat. Janet says she'll be fine with hers, and Katerina will take it and leave the room with it, as she does. She as the door shuts, Fiorenza just looks to you, takes a sip of her tea, and she goes, "The traffic on Starro Drive wasn't too bad this time of night, I would hope."
Considering we rode in the back, I guess it doesn't really matter.
She let a very polite laugh. She goes, "Well, thank you for accommodating on such short notice, as it were." Very much
thank you for accommodating on such short notice.
And she looks over to you, David, and she goes, "David, thank you for coming. I've been looking forward to seeing you for the past 24 hours.
I am grateful to be in attendance.
She lets silence sit for a minute. Whether it's an open invitation for you to begin to speak or ask questions, or simply silence for the sake of silence, it's hard to tell. But there does seem to be an opportunity for the coterie to speak in this moment, if that's something if that's something any of you want. Does anybody? I mean, I know Janet is probably.
I got questions and I want to ask it, but if she seems very interested in looking into David's eyes and getting a read, so I'm gonna stay quiet till she asks me a question.
Okay. If there's silence, then she goes, "Well, shall we get to it? David, come here, please."
He'll stand and walk
Stands
over.
from the chair, walks over, and she'll gesture for you to stand next to her. And she goes, she just begins with questions without any sort of formality. "What is your full name?"
My name is David, and with the help of Janet, I decided my last name was Carver. David Carver.
"Where do you remember waking up?"
I remember waking in the port. I was in a box.
"What year do you believe you were embraced?" And at that, when she says that, she stands and she begins to very slowly walk around David while looking at him. At one point, not even at one point, the first thing she does as she asks that question, wait for the answer, is she actually then gestures for you to unbutton your shirt and take your shirt off.
I do.
Yep. And she goes, and to repeat the question, "What year do you believe you were embraced?"
I do not believe that I was traditionally embraced. But if I
Why
had
do
to
you-
choose a time, I cannot know or answer for how many times I was embraced.
She seems to just take that answer in stride, and at so she, after your shirt comes off, she goes, "Go ahead and stretch your wings for me."
And he does,
You
slowly.
see her, yep. You see her trace her finger across, like to the arc of your wing and whatnot, as the questions very simply continue. Do you have any idea, or should I say, do you have any guesses or ideas to the one who embraced you, who would have been the one to embrace you?
If I were to guess, my thought would lead me to someone from the clan Tremere.
Can you describe to me the first thing you remember after waking up?
I remember seeing Elspeth, and she had my heartstone.
She doesn't seem to stop her in her tracks and continues on the questions. How do you experience your hunger?
Silently. I do not crave to feed on people. I am afraid to. It is too easy to hurt them. I wish to feed upon animals.
Not the first I've heard that answer from. Do you have any disciplines that those among your coterie do not?
Most of my abilities are none of which they can do.
You feel her tracing the musculature of your back as she moves to your, kind of comes around the side of you to your front, takes a step back and just kind of looks at you up and down. Show me.
I think
Something small.
David pauses for a moment, and he knows that he needs to impress her, but not like be so deliberate about it.
Sure. No, she'll follow up by saying something small. Doesn't have to be something like, I don't want you to get hungry.
David will beat his wings and lift
like
himself
lift
from the
up.
ground.
You see her nod. Not necessarily a very neutral expression the entire time. She just nods, and then you kind of lower yourself down. Good. Who in your coterie do you trust? It's okay to be honest here.
I trust Janet, and
Is that all?
I trust Leon.
Is that all?
I also trust Elspeth, and though Betty understands how to press my buttons, I believe I trust her as well.
And who in this coterie trusts you?
They all trust me, Miss Fiorenza. I cannot
nods.
lie.
Oh, she nods at that. Prior to my arrival, if the Tremere had asked you to hand yourself in, would you have gone? What would you say?
If it meant saving them, I would.
I imagine you mean them as in, and she looks over to Janet and Leon.
I have caused them a great deal of grief.
And what is it you want, David?
I wish just to be, not to be hunted for what I am or what I could be, but I believe that I was made for something more than to exist. My embrace in my turn, I believe, is to be a weapon.
And if you could have me grant you one thing, what would that be?
I do not know, Miss Fiorenza. I've only ever been given the clothes that I'm wearing now, and if I am being honest, I wish not to wear them. I just simply wish to be.
And are you aware of the agreement being made tonight? All of the details and all it entails.
I am informed enough, but I also understand that Janet will not burden me more than beyond my acceptance and understanding.
All of these questions are very neutrally asked, and it goes for the next one. There doesn't seem to be intent necessarily behind these questions, just to preface. Because the next thing she asks you is, if I asked you to kill someone for me, would you?
Did they deserve it?
If I'm asking you to kill someone for me, you can guarantee that they deserve it.
Would I be allowed any judgment in the cause?
I want you to take the question how you believe me to be asking it and give me your honest answer. There is no wrong answer here. Your clarifying questions do answer quite a bit for me, but I don't want to give you any further than that.
If they take away the consent or the happiness of those that I care about, they are not fit for this world.
The next question is preceded by a very warm smile. She says, and is there anything you have not told your coterie that they should know about you or any of your goings-on?
I have told them as much as I can remember, but there are things that I cannot remember. I simply find myself waking at times in places that I do not remember attending.
She nods, and with one last look up and down, she says, "You're certainly of a unique make, David. You can take a seat."
Miss Fiorenza,
She looks to you.
if I may speak, what I think sets me apart from the many isn't my body. It is not what makes me capable of harming others, and I have seen how much I can. It is how much I am aware of the world around me. For instance, since I started speaking, you have not moved your left hand, and most people adjust more. I noticed your breathing changed when I mentioned the Tremere. And despite your sizing me, every time I speak, you look at Janet when I answer certain questions and not to me.
She nods, of course. Janet's the one that made the call.
You are still, but not relaxed. And you are not angry, but you are deciding.
She nods, trying to determine how valuable of an asset you'll be to me.
Your home is beautiful, but there are drafts behind the books. The walls are cracked, and it is not safe.
She nods. I don't spend much time here. Pleasant little getaway home for when I have business in Boston, nothing more. Earns me a pretty penny when I'm not here. The restaurant downstairs is for the elite. Maybe Miss Janetti has been there before, and you haven't.
I nod like maybe I have.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, who knows? Please, sit, David.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll open the table to questions before we move further. She looked to each one of you.
I was wondering something. What interest do you have? What other interest do you have in Boston?
New England as a whole, she kind of gestures almost nonchalantly, has become stable in the recent years. As the Camarilla reestablishes its foothold, it would be ill of me or anyone else not to invest in a promising future for the Camarilla here.
What kind of return do you want?
She shakes her head. It's not quite as cut and dry in that. It'd be good to have eyes and ears in a new and freshly stable Camarilla City.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're all aware of the goings-on around, well, the world, but North America specifically. Mexico City, bringing it to heel, the fall of LA to the anarchs, Chicago stabilizing and welcoming in La Sombra. Things are moving quickly here in North America again for the Camarilla. It'd be good to make sure I have established myself where I'm needed. And Miss Janetti made it very clear I'm needed here. Isn't that right, Miss Janetti? And she looks to you with a pleasant smile.
Absolutely.
She, with Leon's question answered, is there anything that the rest of the coterie wants to bring up while the table is open to questions?
Are you waiting for me to make a mistake?
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand what you mean. Waiting for you to make a mistake, David. I just met you tonight.
I understand, but most people try to define me quickly, and I can sense that you are taking longer, so I am wondering if you're waiting for me to make a mistake so that you may fit me somewhere.
She shakes her head. I'm not going to presume who you are, what you're capable of doing. All that'll be available in time. I'm sure Miss Janetti told you I'll have one of my people out here working with you for the foreseeable future. During that time, I think I'll get a clearer picture of who you are and the value of your assets.
Are they nice?
I think they're quite pleasant.
I'm happy to meet them.
You will. They're flying here tomorrow evening. They'll be representing you in court. I've already made it clear, and I've made contact with the Camarilla here in Boston. They're aware of my arrival and the arrival of my representation of the law. As far as I'm concerned, it's already a done deal. Just the formalities of court and an Elysium before the paperwork is done, all should be taken care of. The Tremere won't have any claim on you. That was the concern, was it not?
Yes.
Good. Janet, are you just like dead, silent, like
Yeah,
still this whole
she
time?
has. Janet has asked for enough just for this woman to fucking be here, so
Mhm.
she has no plan on asking her for anything.
If there's some silence, she says, well, if that's all for questions, I'd like to move to, what's the word I'm looking for? The appraisal part of our evening. There's something I need done, and it's small, but something I think I'd like to see how your coterie handles. I had a ghoul and his mortal assistant heading into Quincy Harbor this evening. It was supposed to be 40 minutes in and out. They were supposed to retrieve something that came into the harbor for them, and they have not returned. I'd like you to head to the warehouse and make sure everything's good. If things have gone wrong, retrieve the package and bring it back. If not, they are just taking their time, figure out why, and bring them back. Simple enough?
Okay.
It's actually a specialty of ours.
My eyes kind of cut a little bit over to Leon, like, shut your mouth. Done. Is there a way I should contact you?
On the way out, the individual who sat at the front of the building will be handing you a burner phone. In it will be a text of the address you'll be going to. I need you back here tonight.
Should we have any reason to believe this foul play?
Could be.
Dare I ask who might be at the other end of said foul play?
She takes a moment and she leans back. As she sits back down, she kind of leans back into her chair, and you see her cross her legs as she folds her fingers. It's on the edge of Anarch territory. It's possible the Anarchs have caused a ruckus. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure.
Nothing we can't handle.
Last opportunity for questions after this. I don't think we'll be seeing each other, at least face to face, for some time. When you return with the package, you'll hand it over to the individual waiting for it right at the outside of this building that you're at right now. And when that's all said and done, I'll get a text and I'll reach out to you when the court date has been issued. Speaking of, did you wish to appear at court? It's optional, but you may.
I look to David. That is a David call.
I think it is important for me to see the people that wish to pick me apart.
Then we will be in court.
Well, to be fair, to be clear, the Tremere will send their representation, much like we are sending our own representation. It's not guaranteed that Mr. Siaka will be there in person, if that's what you're alluding to.
No, this is fine. I just wish to establish myself, and if I become known, it will be harder to remove me.
Good. Well, if that's all then.
The package? Big, small?
Small, metallic. A photo of it should be alongside the address when you're handed the burner phone. Nothing big or unwieldy of any sort.
Well, then we should be on our way.
I'm sure it goes without saying, but property that is not yours to open.
Of course.
She
We don't
smiles.
like to open boxes, do we, Leon?
Of course not.
She gives you a pleasant smile. It was a pleasure, Miss Janetti. And she stands up and will walk over to you, Janet, and reach out her hand.
Oh, I will gladly shake it.
And as you do, and she nods, she takes a step back. Well, enjoy your evening. I look forward to a productive night.
Oh, us too.
Thank you for your time, Miss Fiorenza.
No, thank you for yours, David. And she seems to mean that very genuinely as she ushers you out the door. Maybe 30 minutes at most was how long this meeting lasted.
Can I get a wit's insight on her? I want to get the vibe
Sure.
of like in that last moment, sometimes you drop your guard just in time for somebody to make eye contact and they see the real truth, like you're not having fun at the party, or like I just need to I want to read a final
Yeah, give me a
insight
wit's
read on
insight.
her.
Go ahead and give
Okay.
me a wit's insight. Are you trying to pick up anything in particular? Are you worried about any particular thing?
I am particularly interested. Why didn't my insight go into the pool? Okay, we're gonna try this again. Um, I think I'm aiming to read two things. How did it go? Did we do okay?
Sure.
Right? Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
principal happy? But two, this mission she's sending us on, is she worried?
Oh,
Is
okay.
she
Is this like a
worried?
stressful mission
Yeah,
she's
like
about to
she
put
is
you
she
on?
underplaying what we're walking
Gotcha.
into?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Well, I only got one success.
You could reroll 3.
Oh, I could, and I've got plenty of willpower to spend. Let's go. Let's go. Hey,
4 successes. That's phenomenal.
That was worth that willpower.
As you shake her
reroll.
hand, maybe I don't know. You're maybe trying to read her body language or the tone of her voice when
That
she's
look
saying
in the
these
eyes,
things.
yeah.
You genuinely don't. There's no look of like I'm sending you to your doom or I'm worried for you or any of that. And
Okay.
Janet obviously concerned about that for many, many, many reasons. But you're also well aware too that in this moment, this should be a beneficial deal for everybody involved. It would make no sense for her to send you into a suicide run. Granted, there could be violence, but
But
you're
she
kindred.
she wouldn't have us go out if she didn't think we could handle it. Okay,
Correct.
That's
Yes,
that's
you
all.
don't-
I
you
just
don't
needed
think
the
that she's sending
reassurance
you
as we
out.
leave.
As you go make your way down the mahogany stairs, out through the Persian runner on the hallway, through the double doors at the front, leaving the fancy elite diners from behind. As you walk outside, the assistant that was standing there, the young 20-something with bags in her eyes and a messy bun, just hands you a Motorola Razr flip phone, Janet,
Work it in the bag.
just wordlessly. And you're going to be driven back to your quarry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I imagine it's a pretty silent car ride, but you're driven back there. And
I still look
it's-
very happy. Things are going well.
Yeah, and as you're left, Waltham to Quincy is not a huge drive. It's not like a massive drive to where you need to go. But as you're dropped there, did you open the flip phone in the car or did you wait to open it here?
Oh, I would have waited. I'm not but I mean, unless I feel like there was a
No, yeah,
intense
yeah.
reason to open it immediately.
No. The SUV rolls away, leaving you at the quarry. And when you finally flip it open, it gives you the address of a warehouse near the Quincy ports. And it has a little picture that's kind of blurry. You could see it's like literally just a
Like
I
shoebox
don't know,
size.
like a foot, yeah, like little metal square case.
Okay.
And at the front, you could see that it's locked by one of those like rolling number codes that you would see like on a briefcase or any of that stuff. You have
Okay.
no code to open it. You just see that that's how it would be locked.
Okay. Well, when they drop us off and we wave, we let them dust settles, and then I look at him like, okay, Leon, what do you think? Security at a harbor, I feel like she is within our wheelhouse. David, maybe you could get like an aerial view.
I can, yes.
Yeah, is this very far from the last time we went to the harbor?
Yeah, that's a good question on the map.
It's a different harbor for sure, but like all things in Boston, it's not that far away.
That's not
Oh,
far.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Boston's small.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But not the same
we'll do-
harbor.
Not
which
the
is
same harbor.
important.
No,
Okay.
no.
No.
All right, so
yeah,
we're
we-
looking for a ghoul, a mortal, and a box,
Yeah, the Ghoul and the Mortal were
Adam-
sent in to get the box, and
and have it returned.
they haven't come back.
the same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Do you have a gun?
Do I have a gun? Yes.
Okay. I just needed to make sure. David, honey, do you want a gun?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. We can take off our pleasantries, and we should probably suit up for combat.
All right. I grab a crowbar.
A crowbar. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of my Jimmy Choo's, and I'll kind of go back. I need
Yeah,
to like
you're gonna take some
rethink my
minute to dress.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not get changed.
Yeah.
How far away
Maybe
is the harbor?
loosen your tie.
From where you're at, hang on, let me give you an actual answer.
I imagine it's an hour drive. But could in Boston.
Waltham to Quincy, 35 minutes.
35, not too bad.
That's how small this is. You're on the outskirts of Waltham, like more to the west. So it's like 35, 40 minutes.
Okay.
That's driving. So flying in a straight line, probably a little shorter than that. If you're going to fly,
Yeah.
you don't fly as fast as a car, but you still fly pretty fast.
No red lights from me.
What's the plan here? As Janet goes and gets redressed, again, David doesn't really change. Leon doesn't really change. He grabs his
Okay, so
crowbar.
I was thinking, is this like a stealth mission? Are we just going in to put eyes on the situation? Like, we don't even know what we're walking into. Plus, do we really need to be seen sneaking around another set of docks in Boston? We're a bit guilty as, to begin with. Leon, what can you do about maybe like the security cams or something,
Yeah, I pull out like a Raspberry Pi credit card sized computer and I'm like, if I need to, I can plug this into something if they've got anything that was made in the last like 30 years.
Okay, so you need an electrical box on the outside of a building.
I can hide.
Yeah, and fly, which is going to be very
And
important
fly.
because you're going to go in first, tell us how many potential threats there are, see if you see anything from the air, identify this electrical box for Leon, and come back and tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. If you're going to talk to us from the air, take this burner phone and I just plug in a number. If you need to tell us something from up in the air, call.
Okay, another question. This harbor, whose territory is it in?
If you were like looking at them, are you asking me?
Yeah, for like
Okay,
whose
okay.
territory are we walking into?
You are technically moving into La Sombra territory.
Ooh.
It's a very small area. La Sombra does not have a lot of territory.
Yeah,
It is like, which is like, it's on the verge of La Sombra and Anarchs are pushing up against it.
Cool. Okay.
You've not fucked with La Sombra. They're not really present. You haven't, as far as you're even aware, you don't
Okay.
even sure you've seen any.
I say we aim for a non-lethal mission just in case.
Then I will begin flying now.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, knowing that we're gonna trail behind him pretty heavily in the car, I'll be like, Leon, car.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Throw him the keys.
Give me an intelligence politics roll. Just dot.
Okay. Well, let's.
It's a high roll. I don't know if you're going to get it, even with your dice pool, but I just want to throw because you could crit. Who knows?
I only got one, but I can willpower it, and I will.
Your call.
All three. Let's go. I got another
2.
success, so 2.
Not really. No, nothing you can pull with 2, which is fine.
Okay. So I don't know who, other than like La Sombra, Anarch kind of bumps in that
Yeah.
territory. We don't know. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
you don't
that's
much
fine.
outside of that. So David's going to fly ahead, and you're going to drive there. David's going to obviously get a good look at this place first. And as you fly, David, it's like I said, maybe for flying, as the bird flies, 20 minutes for you, another good 10 or 15 minutes off the usual flyover. And you can go ahead and give me a wits awareness as you're flying towards it. You would see as you approach billowing smoke from ships and such, just like fog and steam and so on. All the steamboats still out there.
I'll willpower.
Okay.
A lot of willpower today.
3 successes.
Hey.
With 3 successes, you're going to do a quick flyover of this warehouse. You know where the address is. And as you fly over, you would see a large kind of like regular warehouse. I don't know how big our warehouse is, like 200 feet by like 100 feet or something like that. I don't know how big fucking warehouse is. You see, it's just your typical steel that's industrial gray as you fly over. One of the buildings, a row of buildings along a dead end a dead end road on the right hand side to where the actual warehouse is. The roof itself, you see an HVAC unit or however many would be needed for a warehouse sitting at the top of it. You see on the outside, the security is a 1-car entrance an 8-foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire on the top. And you would know this only because you've been dealing with it recently in your quarry. You see, what you can count out at the very least is at least 2 cameras that sit on the gate that are very similar looking to the ones that Leon set up. And the ones Leon set up feed into a DVR system. This one likely feeds into a DVR system. I don't know if David would know how the specifics of the DVR of the system works,
Probably
but
not.
you would know. You would at least know it's getting recorded somewhere, probably within the warehouse or a building near side it. You would see a loading side, which would be the east side near the water of this place, with 4 bay doors that open up, and you would actually see about 20 feet outside the chain link fence a vehicle that is not inside where the other vehicles are, past the chain link fence, that just sits idly. It's off. There's nobody there. That just sits outside the lot a bit by about 20 to 30 feet. It's a black BMW SUV with tinted windows, parked at the far edge, similar to the car Fiorenza picked you up in. You actually see near the bay doors somebody leaning up against the frame of the bay doors, who's just kind of leaning up and maybe smoking a cigarette, fiddling with his fingers. It's hard to see from this far out. The bay doors are towards the loading side, and you would see another individual on the front side of the warehouse that is facing where the chain link fence would lead into. So to rebuild it for you, it's a road that leads up to a chain link fence. The chain link fence opens so a singular car can exit or enter, which leads into like a 30-foot open area where you can park your vehicles, or probably bigger than that, 100-foot open area. You can probably park your vehicles, maybe a couple of pallets with some boxes, and then the warehouse that eats up that 100 to 200 feet behind it. There's a small service road to the right outside of the chain link fence that then has all those service buildings on the other side of that 2-way street there. Okay. Guard on the front, guard at the bay doors, and an empty vehicle that's very similar to Fiorenza's, about 40 feet outside of the chain link fence. So they clearly parked outside of it and walked up to it. This is what you're able to gather as you loop around. On the inside, I'll say on the inside, you see 2 other cars parked on the inside of the chain link fence, a white Ford like pickup truck, and then like a Toyota Camry.
So 3 vehicles.
3 vehicles total.
Got it. 1 inside, 2 inside, 1 outside.
2 cameras on the gate, 1 gate for protection, 2 guards.
I'll relay the info.
So you can see. This is all probably text very quickly to the number. Who has the phone in the vehicles?
I'm driving, so I'll hand it over to
Leon. You would feel in your pocket or in your hand if you're holding it, it would just buzz a couple of times, and you see the familiar number that you plugged into David's phone. And when you open the messages, you see the list of things he is seeing. Is there anything else you're doing, David, while you're kind of doing a flyover?
Did you find an electrical box for him?
I can look for that. I don't really think David knows what to look for, other than he was just looking for cameras.
Yeah.
Is there
Leon
some sort
would
of
be able
like
to spot it,
power like broker box, like a big green cube kind of thing?
I would say, so your first flyover was wits awareness. Now, if you're going to loop for more details, you're not getting lower, obviously.
Sure.
Not visible, not super visible, but give me a wits investigation. And I'm going to have the difficulty a little bit higher for this because you're flying. I'm assuming you're trying to stay high enough where if anyone looked up, even glancingly, they wouldn't really be able to see you.
Yeah, this is arguably a worse roll.
Do you want to spend a rouse?
I'll rouse. Yeah,
I'll
rouse.
Okay, you're at 2 hunger, not too bad.
Wits investigation. Yeah, it's not a great pool for me. But I get 3 successes.
Still, 3 successes is super
Not
good.
bad.
And you can, and not saying you need to, but if you want to, you can reroll 2 of those if you want. Your call.
I've got the willpower for it, so why not?
Sure. Give me 2 more.
I will.
It's a critical
It's
success.
a crit. Nice.
Yep. So you would actually see, as you kind of do a loop around, on the west side, which is the part away from the water, on the warehouse, maybe 10 feet up from the ground, is what we are all familiar with as a giant electrical box, like a giant gray electrical, is it called just electrical box? Is that what the fuck it's
That's
called?
what I
Yeah, like a switch
Like a-
box, like a
switch box
breaker.
or
A breaker transformer.
box.
Yeah, exactly. You see the conduit that kind of runs out from the service entry building from the warehouse. You're seeing at what likely runs the lights, the HVAC system,
Yeah.
even the forklifts that are plugged into it to charge, power tools, whatever. You actually see an electrical box.
Okay. I will
You
let
would have to. Okay, yeah, go ahead. You
I'll
wanna
let them
text
know
that?
where that is, but that it is there. It doesn't look to be guarded either.
Nope, does not look to be guarded.
Were there any roof outlets? Like, does it look like there are any glass leading into the buildings or anything like that?
No, just a typical tin metal
Got it.
roof. Very, very kind of like standard warehouse.
Was it possible to determine if those men were armed?
From that high up, no.
Okay.
You would have to get closer. They're too small.
Okay. Then I definitely would have made sure that they knew that there was a vehicle that matched the one that Fiorenza picked us up in.
Okay, those details are passed along. The electrical box is passed along.
Janet will go, tell him to meet us just like, a quarter mile up the road from the car. So
Okay.
we're not seen.
Yeah, I'll tell him to land back down here.
Now, do any of you have the ability to see if darkness was pulled? Who can see in the dark? Heightened senses and stuff. So Leon can,
Yep.
and that might be the only individual who can. Like, you have better hearing and stuff because you're kindred, but you can't. You don't have night vision. You still have regular eyes. In case that's something you did, just keep in my mind as well. You tell Leon to meet. You tell David to meet up with you where you're going to park the car. I imagine that's where
The road.
Yep, far further back than even the Fiorenza's vehicle. David, do you just go right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Our camera will cut to the interior of the vehicle. We see it. We're there as it's slowing its roll. We can hear it going into park, and as the engine comes down, while we're still in the vehicle, to our left-hand side, just outside the window, we see David's silhouette just kind of quietly land. It's not like a thump. He's gotten very good at landing at this point. It's very elegant, and we just see his blurred silhouette through the windows kind of gently touch down next to the vehicle. Our camera slides out the window in the back, getting a good look at the vehicle as the doors open, and Leon and Janet both exit, with David just standing there.
I'll kind of dust my suit off, which is now like just a nice pantsuit, right? Something easier. And I go, okay, honey, we got the lay of the land from your text. What do you think we ought to do? You saw it with your eyes.
Well, there were 3 vehicles, but only 2 men. There is a recording system that is very similar to yours.
All right,
Oh,
I have
okay.
a thought. If you can get up there and take the security footage down, what if we send their car strolling through the front gate? Distraction.
Yeah,
Granted, we don't actually know what's going on.
we need to know what's going on inside, but
David, you think you could land on the roof without being seen or heard?
Yes.
It might be worth a little bit. We got to get some of those inner ear things. That was very, very high tech.
oh, you want to do an Mission Impossible? We can sort that.
A mission what?
Impossible.
Why would we want it to be impossible?
Why can this
yes.
not just be Mission Possible?
Yeah, like this is mission. Fall Guys go Mission Possible.
We can try a mission that's possible this time. Yeah.
Mission Possible. Fall
Mission
Guys.
possible.
I maybe for the next time. For now, it might be nice to know. We need to know if they're actually in duress or something bad has happened to them before we go. I guess sending cars through the front gate.
Yeah, we don't want to start with violence. But
I can move inside of the building.
that's cool.
Without being
Everything is
With
seen?
you?
everything is made of stone here. Stone
I
and
can
metal.
only do it if I stand really, really still.
Building is made of metal. I said that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It
Just
is
so
a
you know.
metal. It's a metal warehouse. You said. Okay. Well, let's start with. Why don't you go land on the roof, real quiet, like, and see if you can hear anything happening on the inside. Because if the 2 guys are in duress, we need to go in, guns blazing. What if they're cheating Fiorenza and making a deal with somebody else? We don't know yet. So David, you think you can listen in?
I think if I keep pushing my abilities, I will run out of blood sooner before later.
Okay, how about I do this bit? I can hear what's going on inside, and then if I need to, I can pull the breaker. And then
Do you have like a signal you're gonna give us? You're gonna just text us?
David, you give her the phone.
He does.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna text us what when the security cameras go down, or when you know what's going on the inside?
Yeah, one of those two things. Yep.
Are you quiet? Can you go invisible?
What? No.
So you're just gonna sneak up there like any old Joe Blow?
They're guarding the front, not the side.
Well, make sure to text us if you get caught.
All right, will do.
So
I
who's doing what?
I'm going to attempt to go around the side, just somewhere they can't see me. I'm not very stealthy, so I'm going to try and keep my distance before I can go around the side and get to basically up to the wall, so I can like listen in through the wall.
So you want to get through the chain link fence into the area and up to the warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. And David, what are you doing? You're gonna fly up and over?
It's probably gonna get him over the fence.
Leon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
easily
you
pick him up and
I'll just stand,
Just-
stand right here by this dirt road.
just T-pose for him real quick.
And then I'll head back to Janet.
Oh,
Actually,
well,
she would probably tell you keep an eye on him from the sky, in case things go bad. That way you can swoop in and scoop him out.
Well, Janet, why don't you go chat up the guard at the front?
Just gonna walk in through the gate.
How about I wait to see how things go? Why don't y'all do your thing and I'll be on standby for distracting the god.
Oh, no, not distract him. Extract information. Do your thing.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Go.
So
Yeah.
you lifted up and over the gate. Go ahead and make me a dex stealth check.
Me?
While David lands on the roof. Right, you're trying to sneak up to the
Yeah,
electrical
he's
box?
gonna drop you over the fence, right?
Yeah.
And then
I,
David's gonna keep an eye on you from the skies.
I have to do a I have to do a thing for this.
I almost typed /roll in my Word document.
Okay, that's be impressive if it helped. Yeah, I can re-roll one. I don't want to get caught, so I'm going to. There we go. That's more like it.
Okay,
Nice.
what my dice pool is. Wits is that? What is their awareness?
It's that
Oh,
it's
no,
that
okay.
Matrix trench coat you're wearing.
Yeah, all the
Sneaky,
black
so
leather.
Sneaky.
I put it over my head.
One
Just
success.
Mumbling.
So we follow as David kind of puts his arms under Leon, quickly lifts him up, moves him across the gate, plops him down before he flaps his wings a couple more times and gets high in the sky where he can't be seen. You said you were flying. Janet said to go in and keep an eye on him, so you're going to
Yeah.
stay in the sky
Or like,
and keep an eye.
keep an eye on him.
When you're about halfway over to the warehouse, before you would lose sight of that front door of the warehouse, Leon, and obviously for David, you can see it. At one point, the guard straightens up because the door opens, and you actually see, let's say, a younger guy walk through back first, that front door with his with his button up his back first. And as he takes a few steps, you see he's clearly dragging something. And as it comes more clear, especially to David, you see him dragging a body out from the door, and you just see him kind of plop it to the side. It's just eyes are open, staring up, dead at the sky itself. And as he plops it, you hear a woman's voice on the inside. You take care of it, Marky Mark. I don't know if you heard that, but she said, "You take care of it, Marky Mark." You just hear him whip back, and he says, "I said, don't fucking call me that." And he turns around and he
Marky
walks
Mark.
back into the warehouse as he shuts the door. The individual on the inside, on the outside, who was guarding the door, kind of looks over at the body, and his gaze lingers for a bit, maybe uncomfortably, before he looks away and keeps looking at the gate. Leon and David would see this. Leon, if at that point you would walk past the point of being able to see them, where the wall of the warehouse completely takes up your vision, as you're walking to the back, where the electrical box sits about 8 to 10 feet up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna message Janet saying that the Funky Bunch have taken out someone. They're dead. There's a corpse.
There's a corpse. Is
Janet,
is
just
that
holding.
my cue? Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
decide. Is that my cue? I text back. How dead is it?
Can I see it from here?
And it looks like a corpse from where you're at. It's like it's not, you can't check the pulse.
No. He's not moving.
Well, is that the ghoul or the mortal?
Oh yeah, crap. Do we know what this ghoul's
A
supposed
dead
to
ghoul
look
and a
like?
no, you have no idea. A dead ghoul and a dead mortal look the same.
Don't know.
So what's the plan? I text back.
Okay. Don't know.
How many guys?
You know at least
so
three.
I-
No, four.
yeah.
You know four.
There's at least four. I'm going to start listening in at this point to see if I can
Yeah.
hear what they're up to through the wall.
I'm just dying.
assume-
No problem. So what do you do? So what do you go up to like the wall and press your ear up against it, hope you can hear voices in a 200-foot long, 100-foot wide warehouse through the wall?
I have super vampire bat hearing.
You're gonna use a heightened senses?
I'm going to use heightened senses
Okay.
to help me with that. Bat. Hey, 3 successes.
You would before. Do you want a willpower? 3 of them. You have 3 you can reroll.
Yeah, we don't have enough to go on here. Well, we do, but
Damn.
fuck my dice today.
With 3 successes, still able to pick up on a couple things. You hear very distinctly 2 voices on the inside, and seemingly only 2. The woman's voice you heard, and the guy who yelled back, "Don't call me that." You hear them. It's hard to tell what they're talking about specifically, except for the one point the woman voice gets really irritated at the guy clearly because she simply says to him, "Just get it and let's fucking go. The rest is not our fucking problem."
And there was only supposed to be one ghoul, right?
There was a
One
ghoul and a mortal. There were
A ghoul
two
and a mortal.
that were trying to pick up a box, and they've clearly been jumped.
Ooh, okay. I heard. Yeah, I'm gonna text Janet. I heard. Let's get it and go. So we should ambush these people and sort them out before they get out of here.
Have David sabotage their car. I'm on my way. Actually, it's just OMW.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna wave to. I'm assuming just up in the sky.
You look up
To
there.
the angel.
It's really hard to see. It's not impossible to see him, but unless you want to make a roll, like you can always just assume he sees you because he is specifically looking to keep an eye out on you. And David, you would see Leon down there looking up and like waving arms up in the air like as quickly as he can.
I with some panic, I will fly down.
Okay. I'm gonna be pointing at the car.
The car they're clearly loading into to get out of here.
One of the two,
Sabotage
at the
I
their
don't think
very
they're
least.
loading in yet, are they?
They're not loading in yet. You heard the voices on the inside of the warehouse. Who gives a shit? Just take what we need and let's go. The rest of the mess isn't our fucking problem.
Sabotage the core.
I'm gonna do car mimes and point.
David lands next to you, and you're just like,
Okay.
You do not have to pantomime. I'm right here.
Yeah. Sabotage their car. They're trying to leave.
you know, the minute you go to the car, though, the guard on the outside will see you because the car is not parked that far away from the front entrance.
I saw that man had died. Should I hurt them?
Janice said no, not lethal, but she didn't say don't hurt them. So
Don't kill
we should knock their heads together. As long as they don't die, knock their heads together, and we can sort this all out.
I don't know if I
once
can do
we're
that.
You can't. You don't know. You think you can't kill these people?
The last head that I grabbed, it came from its shoulders.
Okay, don't go for the head then. Go for somewhere else, like the ghoulies. So let's just, take control of the situation and straighten out this bag of snakes when we're in control. Okay, sort that out. Before you go, I can't jump that high. Could you throw the breaker? There'll just be a big lever inside there. No, 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 no.
You want me to break a car and to hurt them but not kill them and throw a box?
Don't throw it. Open the door to the box, pull the lever, and then go sort out the car, please.
But what if I get seen?
I think it's too late for that. We should
Toot
just
toot.
be as quick as possible.
What is Janet doing?
So she's like in her like little suit. She runs up to their car in the darkness and she gets in and she's gonna turn. She just needs to hotwire it. And I guess she's gonna sacrifice. I don't know. There's gotta be something heavy in this car. Maybe she'll use her own shoe, but she's gonna hold the gas down and aim it for the front fucking gate to.
So you're
Smash
getting into
in.
the other car that was parked on the outside.
Yeah,
like, not your car.
yeah, the black one.
Okay. Let's say you're trying to do this quick, or you're trying to do it methodically. There's two rolls I could call for here for you to hotwire this thing. The door's locked. I'm assuming you're just gonna break the window. Is that the way you want to go about it?
Really? Am I gonna have to? Okay.
It's a
let me think about
Fiorenza's
this.
vehicle. Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to? Are you gonna smash the window to unlock the door, or am I gonna call for a Dex?
I don't think I can. I don't think I can smash the window. I think I could shoot the window.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're a kindred. Like you could. What's your strength brawl if you was to ask for one?
One.
I mean, all right. Well,
I can't break that window.
I say you could. It would just be loud. Give me a Dex larceny.
could-
Dex larceny check.
Okay. Sure.
Hey, listen. This is what happens when you do.
Let me just give you that roll. No
Okay?
successes.
So you go down to the car lock and you're just like, oh fuck.
I'm like, fuck. You know what? I take a deep breath. I reach in my purse. I pull out a gun, like every good woman does in a panic situation, and I
You don't have
proceed.
I'm willing to give you another strength brawl, but with a bonus +1 because you can, if you want to use the butt of your gun to break the window.
Okay.
Before you
Okay.
pulled it, I'm just trying to give you options here.
I will. We'll take what's given to us. I got no successes.
So you ring and you swing it down, and just like it hits, and the window feels reinforced.
This bitch has so much money. Okay, I reach. I'm staring at the gun. I look. I can see the guy lean from here. Can I see him leaning on it and the gate and all that
yeah,
jazz?
you can see up. Yeah, you can see the gate from here, and the little guy that's leaning in the warehouse, like a good another 100 feet from the gate itself. Yeah.
God. Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna
That's
do what I think is the best thing to do, which is to be the distraction. That was the plan to begin with. So I'm gonna, I'll have my purse and my gun in my hand, but not like super visible,
Sure.
because I look unassuming. And I'll kind of stumble my way up to the front gate until the guy notices me. When he notices me is when we'll
Okay, that's happening simultaneously. Is David going to be pulling the wire? I mean, pulling the lever first because it's above you. It's the closest thing.
Yep.
Okay, and Leon, you're just standing there waiting.
He's
the
going
scene.
he's going to be getting closer to whatever door. I'm assuming the only door is the one that's being guarded.
That
Right?
and the Bayside doors, but yeah.
If I can get to the Bayside doors, otherwise I'm just going for the one that's guarded.
I mean, yeah, you can go for the Bayside. The Bayside door also had a guard, though. Remember
Oh, okay. Then, yeah,
the front door. So
just
then
the front door.
we'll say simultaneously, what we see is Leon begin to make his way back toward the front as David looks up and with a flap of his wings just kind of lifts himself up and he pulls open the metal box and there's a giant flat like lever with a red rubber tip that you kind of wrap your hand around and pull down with minimal effort, being what you are. As soon as that happens, the entire lighting of this whole area just goes, of the warehouse just goes. There's a couple of floodlights that kick on for the actual parking lot area, and it's at that moment Janet is at the front of the gate, just as the guard is looking around. And
if that's the case and the guard's looking around and hasn't seen me, I'm gonna just put my gun through the chain link fence and fire.
at him,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead, give me a Dex firearms check.
Is it Dex or is it composure? I
I think it's
Go
Dex.
Oh, composure, yeah.
Is it
for
composure? It is
firearms,
composure,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
composure firearms. Sorry, my bad.
composure. Sure.
Unless she's not composed.
Let's go. I am so composed. I am composed at a 4.
4. And how much damage does the gun do extra, if any? I can't remember.
It's pretty. I mean, this is just like a pocketbook weapon. It's like a 22. It's just a pretty
Well, he's-
pretty basic. So take that for what you will.
You caught him by surprise, so only got a 1d10, and you got nothing. Let me just look it up real quick. I'm curious. 9mm?
I mean, Janet would be the woman to carry a 9mm in her pocket, but that's some serious firepower.
What do you think? Like, but you
I
are
would
able
think
to get
she
your
either
hands.
has like I mean, actually, I may have this on my sheet. Let me look at my inventory.
She probably carries a 22.
A 22 is what I was thinking as well.
It's the most lethal firearm in America.
Yep, I was thinking
A 22?
a 22.
Let me look that up. One
Don't know if
second.
it's don't know.
22mm. Let's see if that's
I've never fought in VTM with a weapon. I've always been the weapon.
True.
Same.
I seem to remember you get like
+1
two,
or +2?
+2, 1 or
Plus
2.
two. +2 sounds right to me.
Let me firearms. If there's a
I mean,
Oh
if it's
no,
a
it's a
mortal,
little smaller. I think it's +1. +1 on V5.
+1 because it's a pretty small gun. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. 22 is a +1. It looks like a 9mm
It's
is a
meant
+2.
for close. Yeah, it's meant for close range. So
But still, you rolled really, really well. I mean, it's like 100 or so feet.
yeah, I've been
Uh,
waiting. I've been waiting to just kill
So
him.
as the lights go out, just as we can hear the power kind of do its situation as all the lights before there's even a moment for panicking or whether they would panic or not, or a moment for reaction. Leon, as you round the corner, you and David would hear the definitive crack of a firearm being released, and you would both see for just a brief moment a splash and spatter of red as the gentleman's blood from his neck spits out the back and covers the metal wall in a deep red. As he grips up for a minute, his eyes go white for a minute. As he's looking around, Leon, you can see the whites of his eyes. He doesn't seem to see you. He just seems to be looking, and he holds at his throat for maybe a couple seconds before he drops to his knees. Blood pours out of his neck like a faucet, and within a couple of gasps and gurgles, he just drops to the ground. And after a few twitches, he's dead. There is the definitive sound of everybody going quiet inside
you
the
probably
warehouse.
hear Janet's voice goes, "That's your cue."
So, what do you do to respond? That's a round. Everybody's round does their thing. That's round.
Yeah.
That's a round. Janet brings us immediately into conflict. What do you do in your next round?
I am going to continue to keep heightened senses on. I'm going to draw the door open and I'm going to rush inside.
Okay. So you're going to spend your turn for your 3 seconds, like you say, drawing your weapon and running into the warehouse to see what this visual is there. David, what are you doing? The power is down. You're still midair, 10 feet above the ground.
I think David will take flight and look for anyone wildly running.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and make me a wits awareness check for that. And Janet, you saw, as the lights were going out, it's like just as the lights went out, you saw the spatter of red behind him, and you didn't hear anything other than your gun. Beautiful roll. We'll get to that in a minute. It's a messy critical. What was I gonna say? So Janet, just as you fired the gun, you saw the spatter of red just as all the lights went out.
I'm on the wrong side of the fucking fence.
Yeah, you're on the wrong side of the fence, but you do not hear any shouting. You do hear maybe a little
I'm going to aim
gurgling.
for some level of cover in case there is reciprocated fire in my direction since I'm the one that fired the shot. Also, Mathis, I dropped the weapons damage table. I found it. It is 2 for a 22 pistol.
Oh, it's 2. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it
he's
is
dead.
2.
One way or another, he's dead.
Yeah, I thought I found it, so I posted it in the Discord. Okay, yeah, that's Janet then will kind of try to disappear into some cover.
So go ahead and make me. So where are you going? Are you like stepping away from the gate and like? Do you want to go wait by the car?
It's not open. I don't know if I want to wait by the car because like, what I want is inside the gate, but I can't get there yet, and I don't think climbing it for Janet is a really good idea. So she's not going to go that route. What she's going to wait for is these mofos to try to exit. She's waiting to see if they try to exit or the gate opens. We're just going to wait for it. Because I can't get in. Which means I am going to try to hide, in essence, is what David's doing, or Janet's doing this round. So I would like to find a bush or a rock or just like out of the light, if you would, and just crouch down and use silence of death, which allows me to just nullify any sound and
Good
help
night.
with this obfuscation.
Okay.
So I guess it's not a great roll for me, but I'm gonna add the one for the obfuscate. We're gonna hope for the best. I got a two in the
Okay.
darkness, so
And you just
yeah, I
disappear
just kind of
as
just
best you
sit
can.
there and I gotta wait to see what happens next.
David, for your your messy critical, you're taking to the skies and you're looking for anybody that runs. Nobody comes running out of the warehouse, but there was still a guard on the bayside door that once the lights goes off and the gun goes off, you see him not running away in a chaotic necessarily panic, but he's sprinting toward where the vehicles are. But this feels a little different than it's ever have before. Yeah, you notice him running, and he certainly seems like he's a little nervous, but it's what you sense when you see him. You're not super high in the sky. You just took to the air just moments ago, just to get a little higher. And when you do, you're much closer to the sky than you would be otherwise, maybe 20 feet above him or so. And it's what you notice on him that feels different because it's so specific. First thing you notice is his heart rate is up. You can see on his throat that's bared by the low t-shirt, the pulse in his neck has picked up and his heart has begun racing. You see little droplets of sweat that begin to bead on his brow, that begin to drip down. If you take a moment, you don't know if it's playing tricks on you, or maybe you are noticing this, but you almost seem like you can smell the adrenaline that is coming off this guy as he breaks off into a sprint after a gunshot and power goes down. The way his jacket is like loose around the collar is really pulling towards you. The scrapes of his boot against the concrete as he's running. Everything about how he's running seems to pull your attention. It's almost like it's the only thing you can pay attention to. And while your hunger is only at 2, this feels like easy prey. And for maybe the very first time, David, you actually, whether you want to or not like you're going to go after him, but there's this feeling of, oh, that's what they mean when they say we're predators. Because as much as you prefer humans, there is an undeniable draw to everything about this guy running, from his heart and rate, knowing that he would give so gratuitously his blood, how it would taste, the adrenaline running through it, the sweat that's coming from him. All of that feels insanely, for lack of a better word, delicious. And here's a moment where I'm going to put a compulsion on you, but a hunger flavored compulsion here. Your next action, whatever it may be, has to be skewed toward going after this lookout instead of whatever it is David was going to do. With a messy critical, you feel like you don't have to feed on him. I'm not going to say you have to feed on him or anything, but there is a thrill that is hard to deny about being the predator in this moment. Even if you don't feed on your prey.
The chase.
The chase, exactly correct. And that pulls at you. Leon, you burst through the door. And the first thing you're greeted with is a small pool of blood. Maybe 50 to 100 feet ahead of you, sitting in the center area of this warehouse that is pretty, not really filled with boxes, but there's some wooden crates stacked along your right and your left in a varying messy fashion. There is a chair with an individual who seems unconscious, who has, from, we'll say, just 3 or 4 inches above their elbow down of their arm, completely severed off with a shitty tourniquet wrapped around it to stem the bleeding where some blood sits. By their feet, maybe a foot or 2 away from them, is their arm that is just sat on the floor. And maybe even another 10 or 20 feet behind them, you see 2 individuals, the one you saw at the front door and a woman, both with a metallic case and and handcuffs. Just one end of the handcuffs attached to the metal case. The other one dangles freely. And the woman actually puts it under her arm, and they look like they're about to book it for the back door. You don't know if the individual in the chair is dead or not. They are very clearly unconscious. And the other 2 are about to leave with this thing out the bayside doors.
Okay. I'm actually not going to. I'm going to try and let them run and see if I can get anything lucid out of this guy with an amputated arm.
Okay. They go out, not like sprinting, but moving very quickly. They both have a gun drawn at this point because everything's really, really dark and you have heightened senses on at this point. They leave out the bayside door, leaving this individual just sat in the chair, a mess for others to clean up later, as they said earlier. And you walk over, and the first thing I need from you is an intelligence medicine check to see if they're even fucking alive.
Oh, I have intelligence. I do not have medicine. 3.
In the meanwhile, while you do that, obviously, because I keep forgetting VTM works this way, what are the other... should we say, Janet, is your plan to simply stay quiet, and if they make it out the gate, you're muted? You're muted, Janet, sorry.
I'm watching from the outside. Do I see anything move, exit the building?
You're gonna see. You're gonna see the guard also running, the one that David saw, the one he's
right
coming.
From the skies.
He's wrapping around the warehouse, moving to where those two cars are parked.
What kind of role would I need to climb this fence? I can't believe I'm asking this.
Dex Athletics, I think.
Huh.
Oh man. And you know what's crazy? I can't command the gate to open. So
No, you can't look at the gate and go, open sesame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though keep in mind, I don't know. Well, no, never mind. I do not.
Yeah, I can't. Is it chain linked? Like I could try to pick the lock, or is it like an access code gate, like an electric?
Oh, access code gate for sure.
And now we've turned the power off, so I can't get in.
Mm-hmm. You can climb it, 8 feet tall.
I could try.
Strength. Dex Athletics.
Okay. All right.
So you're gonna climb.
Janet, yeah, kind of cracks her neck. I am gonna rouse for this. I might regret this, but you know what? There's about to be some bodies. Maybe I'll get a
snack.
A snack out of the end. I'll have lots of. Yeah. Okay. Whew, success. Okay. I'm rousing for this. Dex Athletics. Fuck my life. I don't know why. Oh, because I don't have any athletics. That's why I didn't add it. And then 2 more for the rouse. I got a 2.
Okay, 2 successes is enough just to climb a fence.
Great.
You're able to, in your attire, you climb up and over, and that'll be your turn. You get up and over
That's
on the other
it.
side
Yeah,
of the
I
fence.
dust myself off. I make sure nobody saw that.
You would note that they are still alive, though fucking barely. They're unconscious from blood loss, clearly. And you would be able to tell with your 3 that there was a crude tool that was used to hack off this guy's arm, this individual's arm.
Yeah.
David, what are you doing on this round? Are you dive bombing this individual? What are you doing?
I think there's a very good chance that it just sort of takes him, that the hunger just kind of takes him, that the whole experience, the predator thing, just this is the first time he's experienced it. And
it will be under David's own direction, though. You're not giving into the beast and having somebody take over. This is something that David himself.
I think he would not want to kill the man. I don't think he wants to be seen, but I think he would probably, before he can get to the car door, you probably just see David just fly in and kind of press him into the car door and just feed on him from behind.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make me a for like you want to like dive bomb and hit him as you're coming in, right?
Yeah,
and then push him up against the car and like just feed on him. I almost want to say Dex Brawl, simply to like, because you're aiming to come in and hit this guy while you're flying as opposed to being right up against him.
Sure. 3 successes.
And you have if you have a willpower, 3 of them can be re-rolled.
I'll save it.
Okay. He's only going to get a 1d10 because he is unaware that you're coming in, so his defense is minimal. No, nothing. So what we see is, as Janet, as you hop the fence and as you're like running over to where are you heading? Which direction are you heading?
I would probably head into. I have not seen anything come out, so I'm going to go into the facility.
So our camera is behind you, right? And we see you climbing the fence, and all only lighting that we have is the floodlights that are hitting the parking lot, a dim orange that floods out. And as you hop over the fence and you begin running, as you're making your way past the car on your left-hand side and we're over your shoulder, just within our camera's vision, though it never takes focus on it, we see this guy running, and he's like running up to the car. He's already kind of past your path in front of you. And just as he gets to the car, we see literally out of the darkness, as though fucking Batman himself shows up. We see this winged creature, the silhouette of a winged creature, swoop in, hit this guy in the back or if like his ribs, and we hear a quick before there's just a loud tin thud of this guy getting pressed up against the car and him immediately going silent as the kiss hits him, and David does a bite attack on this guy.
I think instinctively you see like David's right wing go over the top of like the car, and like the windshield in the left continues to press his body into the side of the car. It's like it's trying to overlap it.
Maybe Janet takes a look to the left for a minute, and as our camera looks, we see the car creak as it tilts from being hit so hard, and the passenger side window has a spider
Remember to
crack.
leave him alive, as I kind of run in behind Leon.
So that leaves us into the next round. David, I'm assuming you're spending this round doing your bite attack and drinking and draining him. You're not looking to kill him, you said,
No.
correct? You just want to, so you could drain 1 point safely after doing a little bit of damage to him.
That's fine.
And you do, and he'll slump to the side. Janet, you're running into the warehouse. The front door.
Do I see what do I see?
Well, they're leaving out through the bay side door. So as you're running in through the front door, they're going out the back door. You would see, well, it's pitch black in here. You would see fucking nothing. The power's cut.
Oh, God damn it.
The only one who can see in pitch dark is Leon, which is why he's in here.
Okay, so then if I can't see, I would cut back outside to the light.
Yep. And if you cut back outside of the light, rounding the corner at the end of the round would be the two individuals who left out the bayside door who coming wrapping around.
Can I make a shot?
You will on your next round.
Great, perfect. Set
Okay.
me up.
Leon, what are you doing on this round?
I don't think there's anything I can do for this guy, so I'm just going to chase down the people who have the thing that we need.
Okay. Which way
I
do you
probably
go?
should have
Do you
done.
go out the back door? Do you go out the front door? You know they are going to have to wrap around to the front where the cars are. So you could just go back out the front door where Janet is.
I know that Janet's there, so we might as well sandwich them.
So you're going to go out the back door where they came and try to come up around them. So
Yeah, I want to get. I'm actually not that great at physical combat, if you would believe it.
You
So
know,
I am
surprise.
going to try and take the advantage by chasing them down
okay.
while they're, pinned.
Which leads us into the next round. David, you're done feeding. They're going to be limp and unconscious on the ground, but if you were to check, they would still have a pulse. And as you kind of turn, this is the scene. We actually have Leon on the right coming up behind them, the two of them rounding the corner right now, with Janet at the front door, who was looking in to see if she could see anything, and she couldn't. And maybe 50 feet behind Janet by one of their cars is David with a limp body behind him.
Okay.
You would be able to see them. You can take a shot. You would see the woman is the one carrying the case.
The case, yes, she gets the first bullet.
Okay. So you're going to take a shot on your turn. David, what are you going to do? And Leon, what are you going to do?
I am going to chase them down and try and punch is it the woman who has the case? Gonna try and
So you're going to run him.
just
okay.
like running clock her in the back of the head.
It's fine. And what about you, David?
I'm assuming they think they're being chased.
The power going out certainly indicated that they know that there's people here.
And this car, I'm going to guess that he was the driver. Can I the hood of the second car? You said it was a truck. Is that right?
Yeah, one's a Ford pickup truck. The other's a Toyota Camry, which is the one you slammed him into.
Okay. Well, he was going for the Camry, so I'm just gonna go to destroy the truck.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Are you just like fist through the engine? Are you
Yeah.
ripping tires?
I want to go
Like,
right
what are
through
you
the engine
doing?
block if I can.
Go ahead and give me a strength brawl, please.
Yeah, that's not bad for me. I'll willpower.
Whoa.
The dice giveth and they take it.
Yeah.
Yep.
These things happen though.
It's true.
So I got 3 successes.
3? I mean, it's not extremely super hard or difficult to do. Do you lift the hood at all, or do you just like you take a fist, or do you ball up both fists and just slam down onto
I mean,
it?
for the creative angle, knowing that it's like fingers to do this, right? I think if you let me, I will use Visceratica and go into stone carving to make my fingers a weapon to kind of pierce the hood.
Okay, guys, like you can't really meld the metal of the engine or
No,
anything like
no,
that.
no.
But yeah. So you just want to like go in and just rip like claws with your
Yeah.
sharp pointed fingers, and that's fine for the sake of it. At this point, we even see as you lift your hand up, maybe for a quick brief moment as you're pulling up, you kind of like form quick points on your fingers before you swing down. And we can hear scraping of metal, that high-pitched squeak and squeal as sparks fly, as you slam down, just kind of rip everything as they round the corner. Before they have a chance to react from that, there's a loud crack of the gun that Janet fires off at this individual. What did you roll, Janet? Sorry.
I've got 2 successes.
2 successes. Again, they are going to be surprised the last round that they are. Well, no, they're not. They're prepared at this point.
They're prepared to be
happened.
attacked.
Yeah, so she's going to get a roll. Let's see what she has. What's her defense
Really
roll?
just trying to knock her in the shoulder, but we'll see.
Yeah. Say, I'm still going to give her a penalty because she's not necessarily expecting what's coming around the corner. She knows there are people here. She doesn't fully know what it is. Oh, okay,
Wow.
4 successes. As you fire the bullet, it's just you were off aim. It's not like she fucking dipped out of the way or whatever. The bullet fires and it hits the corner of the warehouse, spending sparks, which immediately brings both of them to a stop. Not out of fear, but just like, okay, there's this stuff, like this shit here. And the guy, the man, actually aggressively looks like he's about to take 2 steps forward at you before she reaches forward and grabs him by his collar, and she just holds her hand up. She clearly can see David at that point, and with Leon around back, are you just going to whack her in the back of the head? Is that the plan? Because no talking has happened yet. It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think actually I am going to basically punch her, but the idea is to just knock her to the ground.
You're trying to knock her down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get strength brawl.
Okay, I did a rouse check for an extra couple. That's 5.
Wow.
As she used all her deep pool. Yeah, 5. With 5, you're able to come up behind her, and I mean, you're much bigger than her. She's like 5'5", 5'6", you're 6'5". Leon, what does it look like? Are you coming up behind her and like clotheslining her from behind? Are you like tackling her and grappling her and holding her to the ground?
He's not that trained or graceful, so I think he just shoulder barges her over, and then just kind of stands there between her and the other guy.
Okay. So with that happening, she would maybe reach out to stop him from running, Janet, but actually he'd probably start making his way toward you as she immediately gets knocked to the ground. Now,
So he starts running at Janet?
yeah, because you're the one that took the gunshot.
Okay.
So he's running at you. This opens up the next round. Does anything want to be said, or is it pure physical combat?
I mean, does he look like he's aiming to tackle me?
Oh yeah. You have one more round before he's in
this will
melee
be
range.
fun. You're gonna want to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the girl by her scruff and be like, both of you are in a lot of trouble.
I'm gonna rouse and use a power I've not used before, called Earth's Perseverance, and you watch my Jimmy Choos sink right the fuck into the ground. This is a power that allows me to be impossible to move when activated. It's just I am a literal steel barrier. So if he's coming at me, I'm not moving.
Okay, yeah, and he's coming at you. Leon, when you say that, you're in a lot of trouble. Now that you're this close and you have her tackled to the ground and she has the case, kind of under her arm because she's kind of lying on top of it because you've kind of tackled her. It's hard to describe, but it's only something Leon would pick up on. There is an immensely loud silence that seems to come from that box. Have you ever been in a sensory deprivation tank before?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, it's someone like me, I hated it. It drove me insane. But there is a silence that is louder than anything I've ever fucking experienced in my life. And it is like an impossibility to ignore. And that is what's happening with Leon. Almost like a ringing in your ears. Something about that case is empty. And you don't mean and Leon knows he doesn't mean an empty case, but there's something about that case that just feels empty. And when you have her to the ground and and you have her there, she maybe gets one sentence out beforehand. She's like, you don't know what, let us go. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Who do you work for? And what the fuck is that?
Leon, so that's David, what are you doing on this round after you're done feeding and you rip the engine out and you see this one guy running at Janet? You see Janet's feet kind of sink into the ground for a moment. This ground almost swallows her feet.
I think David has that panic moment where he realizes that mom's about to get hurt, but sees how she's just stoic and still,
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of like, "No, we're gonna wait that out. We're gonna wait that out." I think if there is more confusion in the back and it's sort of like a tussle, then he's gonna put himself between, right? Like it's like monkey in the middle. David is between all of what's going on in case he has to turn.
Okay. The woman would just turn to you, Leon, and say, "Fuck you, I work for our kind." And as she opens her mouth, you see fangs slide out to bear that she is kindred.
That's not good enough of an answer. So,
Filler, don't you do it.
I really want to.
Don't you do it.
She spends her turn not fighting back. She just spends it turning to you and being like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
We just have a job to do. I'm sorry. I'm gonna basically knock her head against the ground.
Okay, strength brawl. She's gonna take a huge penalty to her defense because you're. I'm treating this as though you're pinning her,
Go to sleep.
Yeah,
like grappling in a way.
I don't want to kill her.
No. Yeah. I'm aware you're not trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I know.
She'll probably hit torpor before then.
Yeah,
I
she's
do want to
kindred.
get the
You
extra
don't
two,
run
yeah.
any risk unless you're ripping her head off, trying to like squish her entire skull like a Viltrumite.
I mean, that's
You
four.
never know. That's good. 4, solid.
If you ever see Leon go from this fist to this, you know shit's about to fucking happen.
Yeah.
He's a Viltrumite.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so she's gonna get a reverse strength brawl, but it's gonna be at a penalty for her. You rolled 4 successes. Before I roll, do you want to use a willpower?
Oh, I do have 3 there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need
call.
her out of the picture. She's had her moment. Boop. 4.
Okay.
5 even.
1, 2, 3. So yeah, you win that roll, and as you're like, "Sorry, I don't want." You said it's like, "I'm sorry, but that's not good enough of an answer," something along those
Yeah.
lines. And what we see is Leon just kind of. I imagine you had your hand on the back of her head as she like lifted up to try and talk to you and looking out of the corner of her eye. You let her talk for a second. You're like, "I'm sorry, it's not good enough." And we just see Leon just go slam and just cracks her skull into the asphalt. The asphalt gives way a little bit. She's still a little conscious. I imagine you lift it up and just a couple times. Doesn't put her out. We'll have one more round of that. Well, we can get to that if we have another round of that. Janet, what is your role to make a defensive roll now with this thing going on?
Okay, so it basically adds the fortitude rating to whatever defensive roll I make.
Okay. And I think a defensive roll in VTM is Dex something or other. I can't remember. Let me look real quick. Because I've been just doing the opposed strength grapple, but I think you're just going flat. You're not trying to grapple. You're just trying to stand your ground.
I'm just trying to stand my ground. So hopefully he kind of hits me and he stops. If not, I am going to back it up with my voice to force him to do so by intimidation means.
Sure, but you want to take that. You want to tank the first hit, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm here to stop him in his tracks.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Give me an opposing strength brawl then,
I think,
with your benefits or bonuses.
yeah, I think knowing this is coming, I'm gonna rouse again. Okay, well, that's all the rousing we're doing today.
Are you at 3?
Yep,
Okay.
this motherfucker's about to piss me off. All right, dexterity. I'm guessing this is some kind of brawl plus the 2 obfuscate plus the 2 rouse. Here we go.
Oh, it's gonna be a good roll.
Shut up, mother.
You can roll 2 more if you want to willpower it.
Oh yeah, sure. Willpower I got. You know what? Why
As
not?
this guy is like a stocky
Not-
5. This guy's like a stocky 5'4", 5'3". And as he sees you take your stance on in the ground, and you're like almost like, does Janet like grin? Does she just like when she?
I probably
settles
just
in,
keep the gun pointed at him, like you're gonna want to stop.
Yeah. But you're gonna let him hit you, obviously.
Yeah.
You see him just this wry smile, and he looks like he even picks up speed as he's making his way across. And as he's coming, it doesn't look like he's about to tackle you. As he gets close, you see him ball his fist up and just wind up to clock you. And so he's going to make a roll here.
That's okay. I can take a punch.
I'm going to roll. He's going to rouse. He doesn't get hungrier.
Bring it on. Oh my God. 1,
1,
2.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus your 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would
4.
take 2. You would take 2 out of the defense.
Like
it
a
doesn't knock
champ.
you off. It doesn't even pull you out. But you feel as he runs up to you, as he balls his fist and he brings his fist back. As he comes down, he does like a jump at the very end to almost Superman punch you.
Punches
and it
me.
clocks right with your
And
chest.
I don't move. My feet literally cannot move.
There
I
may
take
be
it.
even for you, David, as you're as close as you are, you maybe even feel just a gentle puff of wind as it collides. And Janet, you don't rock from your spot, but you do hear your ribs crack a little. Because you hit right center of mass. Because if you stand, what might have been a face shot, you standing your ground was like, he gave him the okay to like, all right, I'll go for center of mass instead and see how hard of a hit you can. And as he does clock you, and you don't move fully, there's wits in sight.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh boy. 6.
There is a look. There's respect, almost like a smile of like enjoyment that you took that punch, as he clearly takes it as a challenge.
Well, that's my turn.
No, yeah, you took the fucking punch.
Yep.
David, Leon, you're spending another turn doing another head bashing into the ground, trying to knock her out for one more round, right?
I feel like we've got control of this situation, so I'm going to pick up the case.
Okay.
I'm actually also going to use
Give me a strength brawl. Just give me one strength brawl. Give me one.
Okay, then go on.
Go.
As a treat.
Yeah, as a treat, just for me.
Let's not spend more. Oh, 2.
Just bashing it quickly on the.
Okay. I'm done here.
From
Go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I have that stupid Tony Stark in the Hulkbuster just be like, ghost. We'll say with 2 more successes without much of like you have control of her specifically. You cracked her head that one time, you pulled it up, and you see her, she's still looking at you, still pissed. Before she has a chance to act, you just one more time slam her head into the ground, finishing that asphalt crack, and like dust kicks up, and you see her body go limp. Obviously, she's not dead. She's simply in torpor. But with her limp body, you roll it back, and you just take the case from under her where she was lying it, clutching it with one of her arms. As you look up, Janet is sitting there with this guy, like I said, was like a stocky 5'4", 5'3", who threw a punch center of mass, and she took it. She still sunk her feet in. David, are you going to do anything?
Yeah, he's clearly a kindred now. I think it's pretty clear.
Oh, yes, 100%. 2 of them were kindred, 2 of them were not.
He's going to take him on a jet plane. We're going to fly.
Strength brawl check for me, please.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you just like, you run at him and just like are going to scoop him and bring him into the air.
I don't think that's okay. I'm actually even like, I think David's probably surprised that he even like let that happen.
Well, you saw Janet welcomed it, so like maybe that was the reason. But yeah, he's gonna get an opposed strength brawl because you're in sight. He can see you. Ooh, you can willpower 3 of those.
I will.
4 successes. I'm not gonna rouse for this one for this guy, so he's not gonna have an 11 dice pool this time.
I got no successes off the luck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So while you aren't able to pick him up off the ground, he fights you back. You're able to push him a good few feet away. Maybe you grab his torso as he whips around to see you, and just as you do, he throws an elbow into your jaw, and it hits surprisingly hard flesh. Like, it doesn't do any damage to you in this regard. But it's just enough to catch you off guard, where he's able to kind of wrestle free of your hands. And as you're just lifting him off the ground, as he's able to force you to let go, and he drops and tumbles and pops to his feet. And as he lands, we see David kind of arc and either turn around to come for a second pass or land and flank him with Janet on one side and you on the other. Your call.
I'll go to the other side.
As you flank it with Leon there, it becomes incredibly clear to him he can't win this. And
good, because Janet points a gun at him and she says, hit your knees. And I'm going to use Daunt along with all the intimidation possible.
Does he get a resistance roll against Daunt?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same as awe. Everything it's just like the negative version of awe. So
gotcha. So that's
resolve composure
resolve composure. Let's see what his stats are. Resolve composure. Where are you, Mark?
So I'll roll it. You want this as an intimidation check?
Yeah, with your Daunt.
With my presence of 2.
Yep.
Okay. Got 3. And you know what? This looks like the end. Why not willpower it? Let me
Do it.
just re-roll those 3 because I
And
can.
he's gonna
Nice.
get. You said a composure resolve.
I got 1.
Yeah, he does get composure
He gets
resolve.
composure resolve. He's got to be. I
Not a
got
great
4.
pool. His pool is 4, so we'll see. Nope.
Sucker.
1 fail. It was close. And with you say drop to your knees.
I drop to your
but-
knees and I say now.
I think he might sprint away and run. He has none. He doesn't have the box you do. The question is, will you fire at him if he runs? Because Dawn is going to have him take off. It's going to scare him.
Oh.
Do you give enough to give chase?
Well, if David's behind him, my thought is he'd run right into David.
Yeah, he's going to
gonna-
split, like try to get, not necessarily, like his option is to head to the gate. He doesn't have a lot of good options. Does he have celerity? Hang on.
That narrows the clan down real fast.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it does. Let me see. I think he might.
Yeah, the punch did that for me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The respect did it for me.
Disciplines. Where are you, buddy? There you are. Let's see. Yeah, disciplines. He does, but he doesn't have speed. He does have rapid reflexes and such. He'll take off. He's going to try and run to the front gate and hop the fence.
I mean,
Can
I'm gonna,
shoot-
So the
Yeah, grab him. You
Go ahead,
grab him.
strength brawl.
I'm gonna try to catch this guy.
give me a strength brawl, David.
Yeah, I'm on it. Strength, brawl.
I'll look at Leon and go, bind her up. She's going in the trunk.
I've only got 2. Unfortunately, my rolls are
That's
kind of
fine.
failing right here.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4,
Leon's
5,
opening
6.
this case.
No.
Dude,
You were distracted by a fight.
You should be distracted by a fight.
I
we'll
wasn't. though.
say, David, we'll give you one more roll here.
Yeah.
And if you fail this next roll, he gets away.
Okay. Given that I just can't catch him, I think my
Just rolls.
go-to
You've had
here.
bad rolls. That's all.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make an attack. With carving claws. Yeah, I'm gonna use carving claws on this.
So there's another strength brawl?
Yes, it is. It's just all considered aggravated.
Yeah, if you hit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I rolled a single success. So just as he's like hopping the fence, maybe he reaches the top. I imagine you flap with your wing one time and you rake up his back with your claws, which would spurt like kindred thick vitae would begin to eat and soak his clothing as he kind of reaches back and screams. But as he falls back and he hits his head, he quickly goes immediately into torpor.
When I see him like come off the fence and David just knocks him clean into the dirt, I yell, bind him up. Give me the case. Get the injured guy. We got to clear out of here.
Is the plan to hand them over to Fiorenza?
Yes, the plan is to bind them up and put them in the trunk. We're going to take the injured guy without an arm. He's going in the front seat of the car. This is all going in the car they drove in on.
Yep.
We're attaching, if Janet has any say, the case with the
And the corpse.
to the injured person. We don't know if he's a corpse yet. That is not on us to decide. Our liability coverage does not include that. So we're going to deliver it all in a package in this car back to Fiorenza. And
Everybody
actually, the
piles
guy I
in.
shot at the beginning, he's going in our car because I'm going to take him home and eat him.
Leon, I think you're the character that would think about this. Cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Power.
Actually, power was cut before action started.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're good, actually. You're don't
And
have
then
to
when
think
we're
about the
done, we'll just
cameras.
have David fly over unseen by the cameras, flip the switch back on, and it's,
It still might be worth grabbing because the power was on before they dumped the body. So
True. The body being dumped was on
Okay.
the cameras.
Well, I feel like we're in control of the situation, so Leon can take his time and find where the DVR
It
is.
doesn't take that long. If that's what you
But,
want to do, you can do. But
I-
Fiorenza's expecting you back tonight.
I kind of look at you in the case. I'm like, you good?
I'll keep hold of it.
Well, I was going to attach it to the body because the body was sent to come get the case, and we're going to send the case back with the body.
Well, we're all going in the same car, so I mean,
No,
he
there's
doesn't
not
have
enough
any
room. You're going
arms.
you and I dangle my keys are going to take my car, and I kind of toss it at you, and I'm going to drive
Right.
this car with all of the bodies and stuff. What is it? I kind of look at you in the case. What is it?
It's
The label or something?
it's no label, but it's empty. It's not nice.
Well, you know what? Maybe she's just really into the case.
It's a nice case. I'll go find the DVR.
Okay,
I'll keep a
I'm
hold
gonna
of this,
just.
though.
Oh no, I'm gonna attach it to the body going in the car. I'll give you a chance to look at it. Just go get the DVR. You'll have a chance to be all mysterious and weird about it. I promise.
Janet, I will
Trust
go
in
get
your.
the other bodies.
Yes, honey, you go get the bodies. I'm gonna take. Just let me. You're gonna get a chance to. You can look at it when you're done.
Okay.
Coterie, trust the coterie. Trust the process.
Okay.
Okay, load the man missing an arm
Yep.
into the front. Do the whole thing.
DVR is
David
taken
can.
care
Yep.
of. You clean up as you would, and you depart. As the car drives off,
I do
Is
want to
there-
give Leon a chance to look at the case.
I was gonna say, do you want to hand before we wrap this up?
Not gonna hand it over. It is now chained to the good
Leon?
arm of the guy missing an arm, but Leon can look at it.
Leon, you see, it's a 4-digit code with the like I said, the little rolling number
yeah.
system.
Okay.
And it's a metal
Um,
case, like I said, the size of like a box, just a square box. Pretty heavy, not super heavy, but heavy enough.
I'm going to do a premonition to see if I can get the code.
God.
Okay, roll me a premonition.
Great.
You're gonna get something so worse than a 4-digit code.
So
Do
the
you reach out
interesting.
and like touch it.
Oh yeah, no, he's investigating this fully. Like it's attached to the guy, but
Yeah.
whatever. And then yeah, so I don't think Leon gets visions. I'm gonna willpower that.
Mm-hmm.
But he does, fuck's sake. He does get like those glitches in reality,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets messages from the Malkavian cobweb. So he looks where he always has. He looks into those and sees.
With 3 successes and you're holding the box, wondering what this is, and can the Malkavian in your blood give you answers? You fiddle with the code. And while you don't necessarily get the numbers, as you're like playing with it and you're thumbing over the actual the 4 digits, you feel like as you roll, we'll say the second one, and you stop it on a 7, that feels right. It just feels right. And when you pull your thumb away, you see that like little, for a moment, a flash of like a digital lock icon on that one number. The second digit of the 4 code is the 4 number code is 7. And if you spend time with it, holding it, you feel like you could figure it out, but not in a way that would not be suspicious to Janet.
It's not our box. It's not our box.
You do see him like maybe make a stun over the code, and he rolls a few of them, and then he stops with the second one.
If I hear it beep or something, I'm like, careful, Leon. Take your pictures, have your conversations, but this is not our box.
None of them are our boxes.
Well, we're working to change that, but it's not a really good start if we cheat the system. Just my keys are the car. There's a body in the back, so drive the speed limit.
Just give me 10 minutes.
I don't think why do you want a 7-digit code? Or a 4-digit code?
Because that's how you open these things.
But we're not opening it. I think that's where we're not gonna open it. It's gonna go back to Fiorenza. Not our box, not
You
our
can have it.
problem. I don't
I just
want
want to
it.
look inside.
I don't want it. You don't. See, here's the thing. It's what we think we want, but there are always consequences to our actions. This is just the first mission out of the gate here, Leon. Just please
That's
don't
fine.
open the box.
I didn't last time, and I really regretted it.
I've only used 2 bullets. I still have 4 more. I really don't want to have to shoot you tonight.
I got the bodies.
Thank you so
That's-
much, David. You're very helpful.
That's 1 bullet per cylinder. I can take it.
Leon, pick your battles. This is not it. Maybe
Janet,
we
we
will
do not
find
shoot
out.
our friends.
He's right.
Why, Leon,
let
what
our
did you
friends
do to
open
deserve
boxes.
being shot?
He's trying to open the box.
Leon! Janet, shoot him. He'll be fine.
See? So, you and David, I need you to watch Leon. You and him are going to take our car and follow me in this car.
We're
I'll ride with
taking
all
the
the
box with
bodies.
us in our car.
No, the box is staying handcuffed to the almost corpse.
Shh. I'll be really careful. She won't even know it was opened. I
I don't-
just want to
This is
know.
not
I
a
would-
democracy.
But I would know
No,
that it was
that's a
open.
great point. I
and-
can do what I would really like to open this box without getting shot.
But if she
I
asks
would
me,
really.
then
what if
then
there's
I
something
will.
that we're not
I
supposed
will
to
tell
let
her.
out?
While this is happening, I'm still thumbing.
Sure.
Take
Another
your
digit
hands off the
clicks.
box. David,
Another digit clicks. The
please?
first digit is a 1.
Nope. Okay. Take him. Go to the other car. You got your 1. You got your 7. You're 50% there. Consider that like most men call that quits. 50%. Just let it go. David, please take him to the other car. I'm gonna. We're closing the door. We're gonna close this door, Leon.
No,
And I'm locking
just-
it. Child lock.
we
Come
Okay.
don't
on,
know.
Leon.
David, do you not want to finally get some fucking answers?
I would love some answers, but not at the cost of my life.
17, 17, 17.
And
One
as you
second.
say that, as you walk away with Leon to the other car,
I'm gonna
And-
have to.
as you saying that, and you're mumbling it, our camera slowly pans out. We see you get into the car, and both cars roll away. And just as they roll away, our camera pans back to where the combat scuffled with the dried pools of blood and little indentations where combat happened. And we fade to black. And we'll be back next time with another episode of the Sin Providence, everybody. Almost, Leon. Almost.
I made you a promise, Mathis.
I know. I know. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode. I think we're gonna go do an after show. We ran late, so if we don't,
Might
that'll
be
be the
quickie,
reason.
but yeah.
we might not have one just because we ran late today.